for everything God has used you to do here. This was possible because God used you as well. I'm so thankful. I love you so much, and I love my whole staff. Let's go into the dining room right now. Do we have a camera? So there's two more major things. We have a camera. Yes, a camera that'll take us inside of the hotel. And of course, I want y'all to get a panorama of the room. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this beautiful? We get some sound in here. We turn a little hotel into a ballroom. We got the cake. We got a lot of stuff. I got the presents here for all the staff. I bought them for all their hard work. I just wanted to bless them. And we're not finished with the red carpet, but I want them to go eat and have some fun. Amen. And let's go to that. Let's go to that ice carving. I want to see the ice carving. Pulled up the ice carving. Come on, go back to Houston, guys. What happened? Come on, don't switch the camera. I need you to stay in Houston. All right. Yes. Let's go up to the ice carving. Tell them to go up to the ice carving. And I want y'all to get a zero in on the ice carving. I love that it says Campus for the Harvest. Go ahead. Come on, go up to the ice carving. Yes, and it has, cut the light off back there so we can see it, the top of it. The light in the background is too bright. We can't see behind the desk. Cut that off quickly. Somebody get to that quickly for me. Just cut the ice. I want, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? But come on, cut the light off in the back. I want them to see the image. Because I had an ice carving company. They did this so beautiful. Come on. Somebody get to somebody. Tell them to cut the light off. Nobody is understanding what. Cut the light. Yes, in the background. I want the people to see the ice carving, the IBLU. Yeah, there we go. Now, isn't that beautiful? Get the whole thing in the screen. Come on, the whole shot in the screen. It's cut off a little bit. Get the whole ice carving in the shot. Get the whole ice carving in the shot. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? IBLU. It should be IBLU, but that's okay. Inheritance by Lineage University. Okay. But it's Campus for the Harvest. Isn't that awesome? And it has two lions up there. Y'all have people quit walking in front of it while we're taping. Guys, y'all need to tell them to be careful. We're taping this. So now show the people again the room. Show the people again the room around. I want them to see the room. I'm doing this because I want all of you out there around the world to be there like you're there. You see that? Be there like you're there. Now, Pastor Joseph and all the announcers, I want y'all to get the mics and come in here right now and let's talk to the people about what's happening here. Come on, get the mics real quickly about the dinner and the presents and what's going to happen here. So I got this for the staff. Okay, get the announcers. Somebody get to them. Tell them to come in front of the mic. Get all 5 of them that were out there to come, and let's talk about what's happening, the different parts in this dinner here, the cake, the ice carving. Get all of them together. It's beautiful. Hallelujah. Joseph, what's going on? We can't hear him.
So
I can't hear you. There you go. Go ahead. Hello, I can't hear. Where's the sound? Come on and get the other announcers up there. Where they at? Tell them. Somebody need to be running doing that. Come on. Don't waste time. I know it's late. It's 12 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 11 there. 11:22. Come on, pull me back into Houston, guys. Pull me back into Houston. Get the other announcers next to Joseph so we can hear. They can describe what's going on. Go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Is it my? There you go. Yes. No, we can't hear. You still not on. You still not on. Let's get the sound. What's happening, guys? Come on, what's happening? What's happening?
Test, test.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Y'all stay up here. I need the other 4 announcers to stay up here. Come on, where they are. Come on. Where the other 3 or 4 announcers that was here? Get Brian, get all of them. They need to be here. Let's go. Come on. Tell them to come.
You may have seen the birdie ball before, but have you ever wondered how it works? When hit,
Y'all got to move those little legs. Okay, come on. Let's talk now. Go ahead. What's happening, Joseph? And describe the room.
Yes, sir, Apostle. Absolutely. Here.
Breaking up so bad. We can't hear. Go ahead. Try to talk. We got to get this fixed. Go ahead.
Yes. So it is so beautiful. And you.
Is that wrong mic that keeps breaking up, the one Pastor Adam was using? We need the right mic. We need the right mic, guys. We can't. It's breaking up bad. Come on, audio people. Y'all got to do better than this. We got to be ready. Y'all got to be ready. Come on. What's happening? See. Okay.
Hear us.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. It is such an elegant and beautiful arrangement here, Apostle. The ice sculpture is absolutely stunning. And, you know, just the setup here, the new the LED screens here, sir, just the balloons, the cake, the gifts that you've prepared for your staff to bless each one of us, sir. It's just a beautiful, beautiful setup here in the lobby of the Campus for the Harvest. And you see the different tables arranged, the balloons. If you look to the right, there's, of course, the snack bar, one of our favorite places here, and the movie setup as well, our favorite place here, sir. This is an awesome place where we gather in fellowship, and where we even are in here during the work days, calling, ministering to the people of God. But here tonight is the celebration, and you've prepared an awesome meal for the staff and everybody here. I think we're having lobster, some steaks. I don't know. It smells good over there, sir. But again, the dessert table is.
Yeah, what is the menu? What is the menu?
Yes, sir. Well, I think tonight I saw lobster over there, sir. So that's all I saw when I looked over there. That caught my eye. But it's lobster.
Yeah, let's go over there and look at it. Let's go over there and look at it real quickly.
Yes,
Take us
sir.
over there. Mariah, what do you think about this?
It's amazing, sir. I mean, it's just incredible. Just looking at every single detail, from the food to the cake, the ice sculpture, the decorations. It has your touch. It has heaven's touch on it. And it has been done with such, just elegance and excellence. It's just amazing, sir. It's really exciting.
Are you going to eat some lobster, Mariah?
Yes, sir. Hands down, absolutely.
Where is the lobster? Let me see the lobster. Where is it? Y'all know I love lobster. Where is it?
We're going to find it, sir.
The steak.
Oh, there it is.
Joe, I know.
Lobster tail.
Come on, get the camera on it, guys. Get the camera on it. We can't see it from here. Get the camera on it. Get the camera on it. You got to get the camera shot. Get up on the lobster. Y'all are not putting it in there. You're just showing the pan. Tell them to. Okay, come on. Put the camera on the lobster. Tell them to put the camera on the lobster, Joseph.
What's that? Yes, sir. He's kind of caught with his camera cord there. If we can maybe lift it up a little bit higher.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So we can't. So somebody tell one of the men to come and pick this up and show it. That's how we do it. Come on, guys. Two people to pick it up and show it in front of the camera. Here we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. So I want y'all to see. I did this on purpose to make you hungry. That's what I did. So there's so much stuff. I'm not right. It's past 12. I know I'm about to act up. Every time past 12, I act up. Yeah, but anyway, I want to show this. And I see my good friend Robert Delgado on here from Houston, Texas. Hello, Pastor Robert. I hadn't forgotten you. You're here. I just saw you. There you go. Hallelujah. I'm going to have him say some words tonight. But I wanted to show y'all this, the good food, the good things we're doing for the students. And this ain't just something that's a show. They have this often at different times. Sometimes it's crab legs, the king crab legs, not the small kind of stuff. Yeah, but I love to have food and fun and fellowship. So we have that here. So Joseph, take us back over to the cake and then to the ice carving again in the room. I want to see this.
Yes, sir. It is so awesome. This cake is perfectly made. I mean, my God, it looks like just not a blemish on this thing. It looks so delicious. And the rose petals all around it, sir, and the gifts you prepared for your staff members here, Apostle. We cannot wait to dig into this cake.
Cannot wait to dig in this cake. Okay. Okay, Joseph, that was a rhyme there. Cannot wait to dig in that cake. Yes. I want one right now. Y'all making me hungry. Go over to the ice carving. Let's see the ice carving really quickly. Let's look at the ice carving. Y'all are ready to eat, aren't you? Thank you for waiting so long, all the way to 11 o'clock. Look at that. Look at this. This is so beautiful. I love that with the lions up there. Campus for the harvest. It's amazing. It's amazing. And so right now, I want the camera to go out in the front under the carport and show the balloon here, like my other friends, like Pastor Robert Delgado and others who've been waiting. And then after they eat, you understand, the party is just getting started, like Damian Davis. We just getting started. Y'all see the 18-wheeler over there. But isn't that beautiful? All of this is beautiful. And look at this. You see, we got one of the 18-wheelers there. We got so many of them now that goes around the country. And we're so thankful to God. Okay, let's come back in to the beautiful lights right there on under the carport. Under the carport. No, go back. Go back under the carport. Yeah. So under the carport, guys. Come on. Let's get. Somebody need to be directing them under the carport. Okay, so yes, and you see God has blessed us to decorate this so beautifully, so gorgeously. Isn't that amazing? So beautiful and so gorgeously. The lights, the trees with the lights, isn't that gorgeous? So now we are going, and there go the bottle. We broke the bottle tonight. So I'm gonna let y'all finish. I'm gonna sit here and watch while y'all eat, and then I'm gonna let my other leaders speak. We're gonna go back to Robert Delgado, and then I think Pastor Hamilton is on, and some others, and then Bishop Scott again to speak. But before we do that, Pastor Adam, what do you think about all this?
This is a glorious night. Carpet, not just at Hollywood.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Full Frontal Investigation. I will be your host, Richard Holmes, for the next, I don't know, hour and a half or so, 2 hours. We'll see where we're at here in a little bit. And this morning...
That's really
Okay. What we're going to talk about today is one, David, I want to go over the court cases because there's so many. People always ask, hey, what's with all these court cases, all right? So let's start with the first one that we know of, which is the deposition, right? David was only a witness, okay? He was just there to answer questions. So I want to really reiterate that fact, okay? Not criminal. The cult's like, oh, well, nothing ever happened to him. Yeah, we know that because it was a civil. It wasn't even a criminal matter. I know. Where's Heaven's Gate when you need him, right? Right, Chris? Where's Heaven's Gate when you really need him? Oh man.
Glorious.
They're in heaven, Chris. They're on the back of Comet Hellbop. They're waving at everybody. Hey, good morning, Janelle. Good morning. Good morning.
It is yours. Nia kwako. 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 It is yours.
Okay, so we have the deposition. All right. It was just questioning. Okay, they were just deposed. There was never any criminal acts in it. Rick was pissed because Debbie gave up all that money. Okay, so that's why we have the initial deposition. All right. Hell Lords and you. All right. So shortly after the deposition, all right, 2017, the deposition is released, okay? 2017, we get the deposition. And David retained the attorneys after the deposition was released later that year, okay? The deposition was released in later year, and the attorneys were retained earlier on. So 2017, David retains the attorneys, all right? And he retains them on case number 18SL-CC02174, okay? So it's for breach of contract. Now let me go ahead and get the other one pulled up here. Yeah, who all knew you needed a jet plane to control the hurricanes? Huh? This one's 24SL-CC02396. Okay, there we go. Okay, same thing. Breach of contract, all right? Cult members, pay close attention here, okay? You guys really need to pay close attention. Yeah, fucking conspiracy theorists, man. Control the airplanes. Airplanes are controlling the hurricane. There's nothing in the world except the globe that control fucking hurricane. Jesus Christ, man. All right. So the petition, I'm going to try and keep it in order, okay? So we figure we have the deposition 2014, 2015, okay? 2015 was the second part of it, and this is where, okay, got totally fucking brain farted here. Okay, 2015, we have the second part of the deposition. 2017, it's released. CaseNet, all right, according to the new petition, we'll go over the new judge assigned too. That's kind of a big deal. All right, so the request was filed, all right? There was a petition filed along with an exhibit. Now, the exhibit, okay, the exhibit is the letter. And you know what? Let me see when David's deposition was released, the actual date. Give me a second. I need to get an exact date. So this might have been later in the year and the deposition was released first. That would make more sense. Okay. Hang on a second here. One second. God, it's just all negative shit about him. It's just all negative. All right, let's take a peek here. 7 years ago. Let me get the date here. Get the exact date. It'll tell me right here. February 4th, 2017. That's the day the first set of deposition tapes was released. February 4th, 2017. So then we have November 9th, 2017. So what, end of the year? Almost 8-9 months later, 10 months. David retains an attorney, okay? Now, what this attorney is going to be retained for is the residential center, everybody, okay? The residential center, okay? That's my motion right there too, by the way, okay? See this motion right here? That's my motion. I asked to have records unsealed from this case, and the judge denied me. All right. So why David fucking came out and issued me death threats on August 30th. Okay. He saw the motion that I tried to pull records, and he got fucking pissed. He's like, fuck, man, this guy's trying to pull records on my case. And I was, David. Hey, Ken F in the motherfucking easy. What up? His amputated leg began to grow back. That guy was all pumped, bro. All right, so here's the exhibit. Now, I'm trying to stay on track here. Okay. So we got the deposition released 2017. End of 2017, David retains the attorney. Okay. Now, why David retains the attorney? Hey, good morning, Matt Moore.
Caught my first tube this morning, sir.
Caught my first tube this morning, sir. Okay, so he retains the lawyer, and it tells him right here how much he's being retained for. All right. Let's take a peek here. The engagement will be primarily handled by me along with my associates, Ryan Carmody, Candace Johnson. In addition, other attorneys and paralegals may become involved. My billing rate is $460 per hour. So, David, this tells me you're using the church funds to pay off these legal fees, and that is illegal. You can't do that, man. That is so illegal. That is so fucking illegal. You can't, David. That is one thing the church cannot do, is you cannot funnel money from your church to your personal account to pay off your legal fees. It is illegal. That is called commingling of church funds, okay? This is where it's going to get complicated for David. David, now it's your rate paying $28,000. If you're supposed to be getting paid $28,000 a year, how the fuck are you paying these legal fees, man? Cult members, does any of this add up to you? If David's supposed to be making $28,000 a year, why is he in almost $500,000 in legal fees? How is he keeping up with these lawyer bills? He can't be using the church funds to pay his legal bills. Y'all hit that like when you get in here. Let me know you're not a troll. We're going over David E. Taylor's lawsuits. You guys got questions? We'll get the answers here today. Update, facts, lies, whatever you guys want to know. Fucking find out here right now today. We're going to go over these lawsuits, okay? And these are current. These are current lawsuits. What we're also going to look at, let me go ahead and pull those up here real quick, is let's go ahead and pull up, here we go, liens. All right. Let me pull up this lien. All right. All right. Let me drop that lien in there. That's the one lien. Odessa Gardening. Okay. Open that up. Okay, cool. Let me get these liens pulled over here. All right, let's take a peek here. That's the financing. That's the extension of time. Movie prop rental case. Initial filing. Here we go. This is the one I wanted. Right here. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Son. All right. Feel so excited, David. All right, David. Now, what we have here, we have multiple lawsuits, multiple liens in multiple jurisdictions over several years. Okay. Somehow, since the deposition, everybody, okay? Since the deposition, since 2017, David has managed to find himself tied up in a court case since then. And somehow he's managed to have these court cases intermingle with each other. Financially, time-wise, everything. Everything, you guys. These court cases have overlapped each other. That is what makes this case so complex. Okay? You got a case out in Florida. We know that for sure. Here's the initial filing, Movie Prop Rentals versus Kingdom of God Global Church, JMMI. Okay? This is the amended filing. It was filed 9/9/2022. They just got out of court. They owe them $108,000. Okay, so right now there's 108 right here with Movie Prop. All right, Odessa Gardening, they owe $12,500. MV Management, DBA Elegant Accents, okay, that's a lighting company. They owe them $14,000. So right there, just between Movie Prop and Odessa, that's what, $125,000. Okay. Now scoot over to CaseNet 24SL-CC02396, $350,000 and counting. I'm guessing probably around, they got a new judge assigned, so that's going to be big too, okay? They got a new judge. Who recused herself? McLaughlin. Okay, so McLaughlin recused herself, and it's now in the hands of Judge Ott. Okay. Was Judge Ott in on the other one with 18SL? Let's take a peek here. I don't know if Judge Ott was in on that one. Oh, it's Hilton Bruce. Okay, it was Bruce Hilton. Okay, so it wasn't Judge Ott. It was Judge Hilton. Same thing. Breach of contract dismissed. Case header. Same thing. Breach of contract not disposed. Dockets and entries. Now this most likely got kicked up because of the amount of money, everybody. $350,000. It's a lot of money. Okay. Now by my math, between this case, Odessa Gardening, which is right here, the movie prop rental case, and the MV management, that's $500,000 plus. If you want to actually do the math, it's like over $500,000. And David can't file bankruptcy. It would destroy David if he decided to file bankruptcy. He would have to show all his assets, all his bank slips, everything, receipts, everything, tax records, everything. Now, for David to do that, that would show that he is indeed laundering money and not paying his taxes and using his church as a shield to launder money from the government. Okay. So these are the lawsuits. That's for the case assignment. Okay, cool. So we got case here. We got case here. And even when you look at these dates right here, we can cross-reference these dates, right, with filing dates on 18SL-CC02174, okay? We can see dates where they were supposed to be making payments to Movie Prop Rental while they were fighting this case with Harold Lewis. We've already done it. We've cross-referenced these dates, these times, the filings, everything. And these cases have all overlapped each other because of what David's done with his exemption. He's crossing multiple states, setting up multiple jobs with different companies and fucking them all over in the end. And we keep trying to tell everybody, hey, don't do business with these people, okay? If you're being approached by David E. Taylor and his cult to do a project, don't do it. Just letting you know, don't do it. We got 2 cases right here, 3 actually. 3 that have all overlapped each other because David doesn't pay the contractors. Yes, we got a new judge, Metal Force. We got a new judge, all right? And I'm going over all the cases that we know about David today, this morning. That's what we're going over. Starting with how we have the deposition, which wasn't really a case. It was just him being questioned, right? He was just being questioned. He was a witness. Nothing happened. The cult members, we know that. He was just a witness. Nothing was going to happen, okay? So, like Cliff said, he walked out of there feeling like he had a bigger pecker, and it's only he's still the micro pecker profit, okay? Hit that like when y'all get in here. 334th fraud report. Yep, same here. I've you know what, Trip 9? I've sent so many in by mail and then so many in over the internet. I just stopped keeping track, man. I just stopped keeping track. I did. I stopped keeping track. But if you've done 334, I know for sure there's over 500 at the IRS from our community, without a fucking doubt. Plus, it would surprise me if there's double that now, because other people have asked for that form. I need to get that form fixed up for you guys too, and I will. Okay, so now we get a new judge, Trip 9, and it's most likely going to be because of the money, because of how much it is. It's $350,000 and counting, because the petition is telling them, hey, they owe us $350,000 plus interest. That interest is $25,000 right there. Pre and post judgment interest right there. So it's over $350,000. You're what, $353,000 right there? So David's, oh my God. His fees are just getting exponentially bigger with this. With every lawsuit, with every filing, with all the time that he waits. David, if you have the money, let me tell you something, dude. You better just pay these people. This will all go away if you pay these people. But he's like, fuck that. I settled the case. I shouldn't have to pay him. Why would I pay him if I settled? And that's going to be that will be David's whole reasoning of why he shouldn't have to pay him. Well, we settled. I'm buying the house. Doesn't matter. You still pay your lawyers. But David doesn't think like that, right? Let's go and watch a little bit of the depot where we left off last night, though. And see if we can fill in some of the spots with these other cases. We might be able to.
Cash donations of a large amount.
Yeah, to put it in the ministry. That's really, I don't know how to answer that question.
Why?
I really don't, because people don't give like that. They give into the offering plate. They never give it to us personally. They give into our envelopes and or if they're going to put
Zigo,
cash, it
you're
gets
right,
it
Trip 9.
in the bucket. So honestly, I think we should scratch that. We've never received money like that. The money we receive comes through donation plates, and then it's taken in the back and counted and deposited in the ministry.
So it would have to be at a service?
Yes.
So when Debbie gave you a couple, 1.2 million or wherever we are on that, she did it at a service?
I don't recall. I'm not quite sure when. I know she gave a wire.
Yeah.
From what I know, it's a wire. So.
A wire transfer.
Yeah, and people do that all the time in our ministry.
So how would that be that would be set up? Who would be doing that in your ministry?
I know Michelle is over that.
So did you talk to Debbie about this wire transfer?
No, Michelle.
Let's be clear about this. David knows every fucking cent that comes in there. He wants to make it look like that he doesn't touch the money, but David's hands are all over the fucking money in this place.
You had no conversation with Debbie about that?
No.
He's a liar.
Did you ever request?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Javier, let me tell you something about Gateway. Hey, Gateway hit out of the water yet, man. I'm watching that one on the back end. I'm watching that one on the back end right now, man. That guy is not out of the fucking water yet. I honestly think the feds are investigating that place. We just don't know it. That's what I think. I'm telling you, man, there's too much of this shit going on now for people to start turning a blind eye. There's too many people out there paying attention to this shit for the government to be like, oh, we don't know what's going on here. No, that shit is all over the fucking media, that there's shit going on inside that church with the money. He ain't out of the water yet, man. That fucking pedophile fucker, Robert Morris. Yeah, that guy's fucking like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and retire and step down. I had a moral failure. Oh, I couldn't keep my fucking cock in my pants around little kids. Fucking sick fucks. That's what I say about him. Sick fucks. Put them all on an island, fucking leave them there. Just leave them a fucking one bottle of water, let them all fight over it.
Or in any way talk to Debbie about contributions to the ministry?
No, I mean, I talk to everybody who comes to the meeting about that, so that would be yes.
Other than at a general meeting, did you have any smaller group conversations with her about money?
Really, no.
None?
No, not that I know of, other than to give, so I had Michelle finish up talking to her about that.
So you did talk to her after she had given money?
Yeah, Yeah, I wanted to know what was going on, and so Michelle filled me in, and I talked with her briefly,
So what did Michelle tell you?
Just that she wanted to donate, and that she had given through wire and that kind of thing.
And so then you talked to Debbie?
Yeah.
And what did you say to Debbie?
I just told her thank you, and that was about it, and the ministry appreciated that.
Did you inquire of her the source of those funds?
He knew exactly where the fuck they came from, everybody. He knew exactly from the divorce. He knew. You guys, don't let this idiot try and fucking sit here and lie and bullshit, because no. Nope. Fucking liar. He's a liar. Absolute fucking liar, man. He knew exactly about all of this, okay? He knew exactly where this fucking money came from. He ain't fucking dumb. He knew. David knew. He knew exactly where the money was coming from when he got it. Why wouldn't he? You knew, David, you knew where the money came from. You knew. Oh, I never asked, but you knew where the fuck it came from. You knew Debbie was going through a divorce because she probably came in and told you, I'm divorcing my husband. I'm going to get $1 million plus settlement, and I'm going to give it all to you. You're like, fuck yeah, free cash. Bring it. It's all. Show me the money, the money, the money. That's what David was saying. Show me the money. Oh, man.
1, 2, 3.
Please show me the money.
Oh, man.
Please show me the money. Please.
And he did. David, you knew exactly where every cent came from with Debbie's settlement. You knew. Also, just real quick, I want to pay something close attention. Let's see. David, your house, your Tampa property, is right in the fucking path of Hurricane Milton. Your house, your mansion in Florida. Okay. Your mansion in Florida is right in the fucking path of Hurricane Milton, David. And you know what I hope happens? I fucking hope it takes just an extreme amount of damage. For all the shit you've done to people, there couldn't be a person more deserving to receive the most damage. Is you. Everything you've done to people, David, you couldn't be more fucking deserving to have that damage. 26% chance of flooding based on that zone. Okay. Plus he's going to get a lot of water. There's going to be a fuck ton of wind and rain. So either way, I hope something fucking happens to it, David. You know, I won't threaten you. I won't threaten your life, but your properties, I know that's what you fucking are all about, is your properties, David. And I can't fucking wait, David. I hope everybody damage in Ocala too. I hope they all fucking take damage, David. And I hope you get fucking stuck with a big fucking bill. Just another fucking bill in the pocket, David. Yeah, me too. I hope David's mansion is the only one that gets fucking just destroyed. I do, David. I really do. You couldn't be more deserving of it. And if you're there, you need to get the fuck out because they're evacuating people there. Okay. So David, because you love your mansion so much, I mean, you're the more fitting person to have it happen to. And I fucking hope something does happen to your mansions. I hope they get fucked up really bad. Statistically, David E. Taylor has a 95% chance of being so large that he technically qualifies as a self-sustaining low-pressure system. Oh, man. Right. All right, let's go back up to the depot.
Give money like that.
Would it be a concern to you if it meant that she was ultimately going to be homeless in the next year? Would it be a concern?
Of course, about this.
What did you find out?
I mean, just what you were telling me, you know.
What Mr. Potts shared with you?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Anybody
hey, Marco.
else?
How you doing today, Marco?
Rick, of course, came up to me in the first court proceedings and started saying stuff like that, but I didn't believe him because of the kind of spirit and character he has, so I didn't really take nothing he said true. But when Mr. Potts shared with me certain things, because I saw what had really happened.
And what was
Okay. I want to, I think this is what, remember how I told you Rick asked for the 10% back? I think this was what he's referring to right here.
Anybody else?
Rick, of course, came up to me in the first court proceedings and started saying stuff like that, but I didn't believe.
But I didn't believe him. That's when David told Rick, don't be ridiculous about giving back the 10% of the 1.2.
Because of the kind of spirit and character he has, so I didn't really take nothing he said
Gaslights Rick.
True. But when Mr. Potts shared with me certain things, because I saw what had really happened.
And what was your understanding of what had happened?
That she had donated a large sum, and she gave a lot of money that she didn't really, a lot of it she didn't have to give. I mean,
it's $1.2 million that you fucking gave it all up. Y'all hit that like. There's 51 people in here, man. Let me know you're not a troll. Please hit that like. Let's push this video deep into the algorithm so we can get David E. Taylor breasted, okay? Hit that like, man. Cult members, if you're here watching, pay very, very close attention, okay? Because everything we're saying here is true. There's no lies behind this. Everything David said is a lie. Everything that David has told you is a lie. He allows you to not watch the deposition because he doesn't want you guys to know that he's lying to you. He doesn't want you guys to know that he's lying to you. So he keeps you guys from watching it.
Beside the stuff she has to pay for. So
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said that I found out that she gave a lot of her money that she didn't have to give. She couldn't afford a lot of that.
Hey, Billy, good morning, man.
Did Debbie ever talk to you about her finances?
No, that's the thing.
Did she ever talk to Michelle, if you know?
No.
Bullshit.
Did you have any understanding of what her financial wherewithal was?
No, we sure didn't.
Bullshit. This is all a lie. David knew everything about Debbie, man. David knows everything about Debbie and the entire fucking family. Knew about the divorce, knew about the kids. He knew about it all, you guys. Don't let this idiot fool you. Okay, remember he's a fucking beluga while Finding Dory. He's all, ooh!
Do you understand there's a court order that says she can't give any money to JMMI or any other?
If you know.
I said, did you know?
No.
He knew.
You aren't aware of the court order?
He knew.
No.
The court order says she can't give you any money?
No. This just was...
No, it's been in effect for a long time.
Okay, no, I didn't know that.
Okay, she didn't tell you that?
No.
Did Debbie tell you that she was not seeing her children or had severely cut back seeing her children based on her finances?
No.
She didn't share anything about that with you?
The only thing I found out through Michelle that she had told Michelle is just that what her ex-husband was doing to her.
And what was that?
Well, basically just keeping her from the children and taking her.
Okay, right here. This is where the lawyer should have objected, said, you don't answer that because that's not your business. It has nothing to do with you. This is where this lawyer is just a shitbag. And then David, being the ignorant narcissist that he is, talks about everything and then opens himself up to that line of question.
The rigmarole.
Do you understand that he can't do that personally, that the court has to issue orders?
Irrelevant.
Well,
he had to mimic what his lawyer said, irrelevant.
no, I want his understanding.
No.
For what purpose?
So that Debbie doesn't
He opened himself up to that line of questioning, so she could have technically kept drilling him.
repeat.
Debbie's not on trial here.
No, it's
He's
not.
on trial here.
It's not about trial.
What's it for?
Do you understand?
If you know.
No, I don't. I'm not involved in that. But.
So you were led to believe that somehow her ex-husband Rick is doing this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Did Debbie ever tell you that she had violated court orders?
No, I don't know any of that.
Bullshit.
She didn't tell you anything about
He knew.
that?
No.
David knew about the court orders. He knew about the court orders, everybody, okay? He's sitting here fucking lying. He knew everything that was going on in Rick Frazier and Debbie Frazier's divorce, about the kids with the orders. Okay? This guy's a liar. He is a compulsive liar, and he's a malignant liar. That he'll sit there and fucking lie to you with a smile on your face.
Do you know if she told Michelle?
I don't know. You can ask Michelle.
Are given, and you understand that Mrs. Frazier cashed out about $600,000 in retirement.
That's also true. On top of that, hang on a second. On top of that, what he gave to Debbie, almost $3 million.
assets that generated a very significant...
He told me.
You weren't aware of it before then?
No, of course not.
But you're now aware that she's got a big IRS bill?
Yeah, I would have never let her give that if I knew that.
Were you aware at one time she owned her house free and clear?
That's all true.
No.
That's all true. Debbie,
are you aware?
Debbie, literally, you guys, check this out. You guys, all Debbie would have had to do was sit back and collect the rest of her life, man. She could have invested that mill and lived off the interest. She could have lived off the interest, could have bought a really nice, modest house, and had a very nice, simple life retiring. Yeah, Dave exploits them. It's a total exploitation process. It is. It really is. It's total exploitation. That's what this cult is all about, is exploiting people. It's about exploiting people to the fullest effect, and David getting away with it. What it's all about. David Exploitation Taylor.
That because she's given everything else away, that she now has a significant mortgage that means she doesn't have any equity in her house anymore?
So she gives up a settlement, pulls a reverse mortgage. Now she's paying on it. She's become a literal financial slave for David. And David is he's done this to Susan. He's done this to multiple people, you guys. This is his first rodeo with Debbie. This isn't his first rodeo. He knows what he's doing. He's very effective at it. He's very good at what he does. Debbie just fell into his trap, man. It's very sad. It's very sad what he's done to these people.
I think I heard from Mr. Potts or Michelle one that she's, I guess, got a line of credit off her home to pay lawyers through what?
Gives up her money, takes the line of credit, pays the lawyers. Now, you guys see how complex this one instance is with Debbie Frazier. Takes her settlement, right? She pulls money out, gives it to David, pulls a reverse mortgage out, gives it to David. Now she's got to pay lawyers, reverse IRS fees, everything. It is a financial cluster what David has done with this family. Debbie's probably still not out of debt yet. How's she paying her bills if she doesn't have any money?
The situation that her ex-husband has taken her through. So that's all I know about that.
Do you realize she also had to pay taxes, though, on the...
Yeah, I would have never let her give that to the ministry if I knew she paid taxes. I teach people to pay taxes, pay their taxes to the government, so...
That's one of your tenants? It's one of your tenants to pay your taxes?
Yes.
I teach everybody else to, but not my own. Hey, Noah Winslow, what up, what up, what up, what up? Noah Winslow in the motherfucking easy. Winslow. Whenever I see Winslow, I always think Winslow from Tron. How has no husband or ex-husband... You know what? And that's the thing I found out from Cliff. Hey, real deal, Royce. Cliff told me, like, men wanted blood on David, man. No, dude. That's another reason he's in hiding, dude. Think of how many relationships this man has ruined. Put yourself in Rick's shoes. What if we got some men in here? Billy, his wife wouldn't stop giving money to David, so he had to split from his wife, man. Imagine that. Imagine having to split from your wife because she won't stop giving money to some douchebag cult leader, man. Come on. My God, it's sad. And David, we're all here because of 10%, man. You got to remember that 10% is the reason we're all here, David. 10%.
Would you accept any more money from Debbie Frazier?
No.
You would not,
No.
going forward?
No.
Have you told her that?
Of course. I mean, since I found this out, I had a phone conversation and just told her, you know, I just asked her why she didn't tell us, you know, all of these things.
And what'd she say?
She just felt like she didn't feel like she needed to tell me anything. She just felt led to give the money, so.
So you called her on her cell phone or house phone?
Well, no, I had my exec, Michelle, called her for me and patched me in to talk with her.
So you and Michelle were sort of on a conference call with her?
Yeah, just recently, yeah.
When would that have been?
Maybe in the last week or two, something like that.
So
he's a professional thief. You're right, Chuck Wood. David is a professional thief. He's a professional spiritual thief.
You had a conversation where you told Debbie you're not going to take any more money from her.
Well, I don't think I worded it like that, but I told her that she should have communicated better with her financial situation. And if she had bills to pay, like the RS and things like that, I wouldn't have never taken the money in the first place if I had known that information. Especially that amount. Even if she wanted to donate, I would have told her, don't give this amount. You need to keep some for your life and that kind of thing. But I don't get involved in all of our contributors' life.
David
like
would take
that,
money from a kid.
you know?
If somebody gives you a really big number, like over $1 million, you don't say to them, can you afford this?
I really haven't done that because I think it probably would be wise now through this to just start doing that. But usually people who have given are very responsible and they can do it, you know, so this caught me totally off guard.
Do you realize there are court orders telling Debbie Frazier that she cannot bring her children to St. Louis and participate in JMMI?
I heard about that. Michelle told me about that part.
When was that?
That was some time ago. I can't tell you when exactly.
Ballpark it. This year, last year? I mean,
I don't know.
just ballpark.
I just don't know.
So you're aware that she can't bring the children to JMMI?
Yeah.
And since you became aware of that, has she brought them?
No. I haven't seen them around at all.
Did you meet with the children?
Meet with them? What do you mean?
Did you have conversations with them?
I wouldn't. Oh, yeah. They came to the church, so yeah, that at the church. Say hello and.
What else?
That's about it.
Yeah, this guy doesn't have any
hello and-
remorse. He has no remorse for anybody. He doesn't care about his cult members. He doesn't care about feeding them. He'll fold his cult members. He'll roll on his cult members. He'll try to fold everybody and make it point the finger at everybody else, make it seem like it was all them. They did all this stuff. No, Mr. Taylor, you're actually the head of this organization. That's got a new judge. Petition for. I don't know how they could run from this anymore.
Just greeting them like I've greeted others.
Did you talk to them about face-to-face visits with Jesus?
In a meeting?
No, with them.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
You have to answer yes or no.
No.
Did you give them any of the books or DVDs?
No.
To all the cult members out there that could be watching this, it's funny that you guys will sit back and defend this piece of shit after he sends out death threats, laundering money, moving you guys state to state, running a forced labor operation, and you guys think it's, oh, we're doing it for the kingdom of God. We're all here because of this fucking lying piece of shit right here. Pingo. How do you sit and defend this guy? And you guys all think that he won this case? There was nothing to win here, cult members. You guys do realize that he was just a witness. There's nothing criminal about this. These cases right here, yeah, these cases, they're civil, but you know what? He's in for, you got cult members, he's in for over $500,000 worth of legal fees right now. And here's the proof. What more proof do you guys need? Look, here's a lien. Here's 2 liens on one property, the 706 property in Tampa that's about to get fucking demolished by the hurricane. And I fucking pray to God that it does. I hope every fucking window out of that house gets blown out and it just gets fucking rained on and just destroyed. Cult members, eat it. All right. So there's the lien right there. They owe it for $28,000, 0 cents. 14 of it remains unpaid. So half remains unpaid on that one. Where's the other lien at? The Odessa Garden. $52,000 worth of work, which $12,000 remains unpaid. Okay. Okay. I wonder who signed this. I bet Joseph signed it. I bet Joseph signed the work for this stupid fuck. All right, let's keep going here.
No,
Did somebody else, if you know, from your ministry, maybe?
I don't know. Couldn't say.
Given that Debbie is basically destitute, you understand that? You have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
That's an assumption for the question. He doesn't know that, except what you tell him what I told him.
Right. Given that you understand from us, would those be circumstances under which you'd be willing to give Mrs. Frazier back some of her money?
Object to the form of the question.
Go ahead.
Say it again now.
Excuse me. Hold on a second, let me wire up again.
Given that you understand Mrs. Frazier to be destitute and it's impacted her ability to have housing, her ability to see her children, under those circumstances, are you willing to give Mrs. Frazier back some of her money?
He's all, no, I spent it all. Fuck that. I'm not spending it. I'm not giving any money back. I already told Rick, don't be ridiculous. So I'm not giving any back. Fuck you.
Should I answer this?
Yes, you go ahead and answer.
Yes. You know, I've shared that with the board. I took what he told me back to the board concerning her present circumstance, and I would love to do that if we had the money. Presently, we don't. But
yes, it is, Royce.
I told them that I'm willing to, if the money comes in through what we raise, to support and help her, of course.
So would that mean you would give her a check back for some of the funds that she had given?
I don't know how we would do it, but we would find out the legal right way to do that and issue her that.
Those funds, issue those funds to her?
Objection to the form of the question. First of all, he's going to require guidance professionally.
I understand that.
And how we can, should, otherwise, what source. So the concept is fine to talk about specifics. He certainly isn't.
I'm not asking him to
answer those kinds of questions.
Right.
Yeah. Has Debbie talked about relocating to St. Louis with you or with anyone that you know?
Not that I know of.
Has anyone talked to you about her oldest daughter going to college there?
No.
Katie? Do you know if she's talked to Michelle about that?
I'm not sure.
Are you aware that Debbie refers to JMMI in the presence of the children as their second family?
No.
Are you aware that Debbie had
this idiot
people from JMMI staying at her residence for overnight, at least some period of time?
Yes, I did know. I had heard about that.
What had you heard?
Just that whenever some come from St. Louis in town, that she let them stay there for a day or two.
Do you know how many people would be at any given time?
Just one, from what I knew.
And that would at times, do you understand it, that...
Yeah, David might as well be robbing from the elderly because he's robbing from people who don't have a fucking clue what they're doing, man. That's just as bad. It's just as bad. This guy's a fucking robber. He is a robber. That's what he does. He robs people of their money. but he does it in a much, much more manipulative way that it's hard to pinpoint legal processes. But no, not with what he's doing. Not anymore. Not with these big property purchases. And yeah. Yeah. David, try me, bro. Come on.
At times that would be when her children were having parenting time with her back when that was allowed?
No.
You didn't know that? Now, when you came into town, there were times, were there not, that you used Deborah Frazier's vehicle? Or someone that was driving you used Deborah Frazier's vehicle?
Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't aware.
You weren't aware in whose car you were driving?
No. We rent cars when I come here. So if I'm just going for the ride wherever they're taking me.
You have no input about any of that?
I don't handle that.
So you wouldn't recognize that you were repeatedly driven in a car that was owned by the same car that was owned by Debbie Frazier?
Well, I know what a car looks like now, but what I'm saying is during those times, I didn't know we rent cars when.
Hey, cult members, I know you guys are watching too. I know you guys are watching. What's up, man? Call in. Call in. Number's right there at the bottom of the screen. Text me and I'll call you.
When I come in town, they rent the cars for me.
Did you think it's always the same car that got rented?
It's usually different, you know, but they usually rent the same kind of car too.
And you know what's funny? None of these people have actually probably even seen David in real life, in person. Only on his fucking videos. Oh, well, he's in the shutaway. He's in shutaway. No, he's not. He's hiding. He's hiding. He can't even show up for Rosh Hashanah. He's saying it's 10 days. It's only 2 days, David. You're doing 10 days of Rosh Hashanah? Come on, man. Yeah. This one time at the residential center, David stuck a flute up his booty bandit hole. Yeah, this is y'all's pastor right here. He took an oath and he lied. David lied under oath. That's not a prophet. That's not becoming of a prophet. That is unbecoming of a pastor. If anything, you know the one place where no matter what, man, court, be brutally fucking honest, man. Be brutally honest in court. That's the one place where you should feel protected to be honest, man. Yes, there are repercussions if you do bad shit and you go to court, right? You fucking cause a DUI, yeah, you're going to go to court, but you need to tell the truth. That's the one place. The judge, honestly, yeah, you're going to get punished for your crime, but the judge will appreciate the honesty. The lawyers appreciate the honesty. This is y'all's pastor right here. Takes an oath and lies. So did Joseph, so did Ashley, so did Tony. Everybody involved in this operation that's gone to court or had to answer for anybody has lied straight to your face. David and Joseph, you lied to your own fucking lawyers in the movie prop case. What does that tell you guys? Lied to your own lawyers, got caught in a fucking lie. Caught in a lie. Caught in a lie. And you want to know how I found out? Now that the case is over, I think I can actually talk about it. David, all those lawyers talk. They all talk. Joseph got caught. This is the lawyer telling me. Got caught in a fucking lie. Red-handed. In a fucking lie. By his own lawyer. Joseph did. Case is over now. I'm going to tell him. You got caught in a lie. You have lied, man.
So you didn't realize it was
stupid.
Rather regularly just Debbie's car?
Because I was never in her car regularly.
Did she ever drive you around?
No.
When you say it's up to the board, now the board includes Michelle?
Yes.
You?
Yes.
And who else?
I'm not sure. You can ask Michelle.
You don't know who's on the board?
Totally. I would rather you get the accurate information because I don't want to be accused of answering falsely like I have been other times when I've tried to guess. So I just rather you, I'm telling you I don't know, just ask her.
How many people are on the board?
Don't know. Just
you don't know?
No.
Don't you have?
Technically, there should be 5. Okay, for a safe board, right? For a board of for a church, organization of this size, of this cult, they should honestly have 5 people. You should have the president, the vice. You should have a treasurer. You should have a secretary, and you should have like I don't know who the 5th person would be, but you should have at least 5 people. That way, there's checks and balances. But like we see with this court case, right? With But the petition, piercing the corporate veil, that's one of the counts in it, right? You need to have a board. David is the board on this whole organization, okay? Keep that in mind, everybody. No, and he got caught. Trip 9. Hey, Trip 9. Right here, bro. I'm not buddy-buddy with these lawyers, but whatever information they wanted, they got. That's how I found out about Joseph lying to his fucking lawyer. It wasn't on the phone. I just found out. That's how I knew. I talked to these guys. I wanted these guys to get paid. I helped them. I was like, hey, this is what you guys are going to need. This is what you guys are going to need. Exactly. How would you know who's not on the board, David, especially with all this money coming in and you don't know? Another reason why we're all here. David, you need to have a board. Yeah. Go to fucking Company of Ford and see how many people, and see if they don't know who's on their board. They're going to fucking know, David. He's like, I would just, you know what? Go ahead and ask Michelle. She'll know. She'll know who's on the board because I don't. I don't. Spare me, David. This is all a show.
Have to have board meetings?
Yes, we do have board meetings.
So can you count around the table how many people there are?
Well, our board also grows at the same time. So I'd just rather you just get that information somewhere else.
The last time you
Trip
had
9,
a board meeting
bro.
was when?
So on the phone, I think it's been the beginning of the year in January. Can't exactly tell the date, but
it was on the phone.
Yeah.
How did you meet Deborah
Hey,
Fraser?
Asha!
Austria. Well then, good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
she came to the
Smash that
meetings that we hold in Taylor, Michigan.
When Deborah Fraser volunteers, do you pay her travel costs when she comes to St. Louis?
No.
No?
No.
She's on her own?
Yeah.
What as he takes her money, then when she travels, she got to pay her own way. Nice guy, David.
If she said that she was being reimbursed for that, would you say that's not accurate?
If she says she's being reimbursed, then I don't know what's going on there. I don't handle that part of the ministry.
But your understanding is she's not?
From what I know, I really wouldn't like to answer that. I'd just rather say I don't know.
But other people, you do reimburse and assist them with their costs, right?
Of course, but I don't always know who that is. I don't handle that part of the ministry.
All right, so would that be something that Debbie Fraser would be eligible for?
Of course.
And if you knew she didn't have any personal money or it was taking away from her ability to support herself, would that be something you would provide for her?
Of course.
Would you provide her with lodging in St. Louis?
Of course.
But he never did.
How would you do that?
Well, just like we provide that for others, you know, who, if they are on a ministry trip, that's if they're under.
Debbie Fraser moved to St. Louis. Mm-hmm. Would you pay for her residence there?
No, we don't do that. We don't pay for anybody's residence.
He's all, everybody pays for mine. That's what David has everybody do. That mill point too that Debbie gave him. Guess what? Put it in real estate.
Move. They have to get a job, or, you know, if they're going to relocate, that's not a responsibility the ministry incurs.
It's
but
facts,
it was
Michael.
you said for the Ware family.
No, it wasn't. They didn't have nowhere to stay for a few days or however long we were helping them, and then it found out they didn't have a place to stay, so I opened up my home to their family.
And you had never met those folks before?
Well, it wasn't that. They had been in the ministry for a long time. We got a chance to know them. So,
how would they have been in the ministry? They lived somewhere else?
Yeah, they came down and was active for maybe a few months, and I got a chance to know them. A little bit.
And then they came and you supported them.
Yes.
You stated in your last deposition that you would like to hire Mrs. Frazier. You have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
Have you explored that?
Explore.
Yeah, and real quick, I didn't want to mention this on the channel, but one of the cult members is texting me right now. First, they text me, let's see, Sunday night about 8:30 saying, "Hey, Rich, they saying Quality was arrested up there today. He make bail." Nobody ever picked up the phone. I text, called, whatever. It's a spoof number. And I asked them, who taught your dumbass to spell? And they're like, who's this? I was like, your mom. And I'm like, you fucking text me. And then I just got a text. They said it's the wrong number, okay? And I just got a text while doing this fucking live stream, not even bullshitting you, saying, get ready for a defamation lawsuit. We recording your live. I was like, good, I'm ready. Tell David to send me the paperwork. He has my address. Fucking send it, bitch. You guys, let's be clear here, cult members, okay? You guys, we play chess. You see how this works? We just have to fucking just wait. David's watching right now. David's watching. Defamation, David, you're a fucking public figure. You know how hard it is to prove defamation on your dumbass when you've already fucking defamed yourself, dude? Nobody needs to prove defamation on you. You've done it yourself. You've done it yourself. And it's a burner phone. It's a burner phone. I've already fucking forwarded the phone number and everything. They set up burner phones, okay? Because they probably can't afford month to month anymore, so they're setting up burner phones. So I send them little text messages back, shit like that, telling them, fuck you. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. You cult. Fuck you, cult. Fuck you, David. Fuck Michelle. Fuck Joseph. Fuck your entire operation. The reason we're here is 10%, David, because you're a fucking degenerate, greedy piece of shit. It's a burner phone. I honestly think it's David. I think it could be David, but I don't know. I called and somebody actually picked up and didn't say shit. Somebody picked up and didn't say shit. And the way Quality is spelled Kwality. So it's somebody that's illiterate as fuck spelling. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's David.
What do you mean by explore?
Dead serious. Dead fucking serious.
Explored whether you're going to hire her.
What do you mean by explore? What is? Can you rephrase?
Well, you said that you would like to hire her.
And Chuck, you know what? I always point that out to them. Let's be clear about this, cult members, okay? Let me be really, really clear about something right now. David will never fucking sue me, okay? I'll put my fucking channel on it. David will not sue me. Because you know why? Because to go through discovery with me, it'd be game over. It'd be game over. Yeah, that's the number it's coming from, 936-895-2778. It's a burner phone. But that's okay. They can always track burner phones, they being they. Anyways, so cult members, if you're watching, David will never sue me. He's already threatened me with legal action, and guess what? Those lawyers, he doesn't retain them anymore because he can't afford them. And David, ultimately what's going to happen in the end is you're going to be working with basically fucking court-appointed attorneys. Yeah, every time he opens his mouth, he incriminates himself. Had he just shut his mouth and not volunteered information like the idiot he is, he would have been just fine, Doc. Yeah, David, you can't even pay your own lawyers. How are you going to fucking sue me for defamation? Come on. Oh, yeah, he's extorting people. No, this is an extortion scam. Yeah, it's very predatory tactics. It is. And that's what's going to be part of the deal.
So have you done anything about that?
Cult members, since you think David's going to sue me for defamation, fucking do it. I'm waiting. I am fucking waiting for him to sue me. Please do it. Please do it. Prove I've lied. Prove that I've lied about your tax exemptions, about your money laundering, about all the properties you lied, about the prostitution, about the hotel, about the death threats. Prove that I fucking lied, David. That's what you would have to do, is prove that I've lied. You would have to show bank statements, court documents, tax documents. If you were going to fucking sue me, David, fucking bring it, dude. Bring it, David. I would welcome a fucking lawsuit from you, but you're not going to do it. You know why? Because everything that would go through discovery, guess where it'd go? Right here to the fucking desk. And you fucking know it, and that's what you don't want. Because you know what, David? I'll even disseminate that information throughout the entire fucking community. I'll send it over to the accountants that we have in the community. I'll send it over to law enforcement. I will send it over to everybody that I can fucking think of and know of. I'll send it over to Houston. I'll send it over to Harris County. I'll send it to everybody to show that what you're doing is indeed money laundering. Fucking try me, dude. Sue me, David. Fucking do it. Sue me, please. Sue me so I can fucking depose you. Bring it.
Not at this time. We haven't added anybody on yet. We have to wait till the finances is there for that kind of thing.
So when somebody gives you 1.2 million, where does that money go? To what?
My pocket.
It goes into
where it goes.
ministry operations.
Buying me more donuts. Big Macs.
So it goes into running JMMI.
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer yes or
yes.
no.
Mm-hmm.
Finish over here. So
JMMI is now
who has been
revoked.
on the JMMI payroll in the last 90 days?
Michelle Brannon is really the only one on the...
And that's true. Once Michelle got there, she got put on the payroll because she was basically David's new little fucking slut. David had to pay her to fuck him.
Salary, payroll, and myself at this time.
Just the two of you?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer yes or
yes.
no.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a former or current FBI agent associated with JMMI now?
No.
Has there been?
No.
Never had anybody with the FBI involved?
No.
JMMI Board of Directors?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and do you recall that time period?
That's true.
I think
you can't have. I don't think you can have family members on a board like that. It doesn't work out. Like Robert's Rules of Order, if they're going by Robert's Rules of Order, which most boards do, I don't think it's. There's a moral issue when you have family members on a board together. Hey, Dallas, good morning. How you doing today, man? Welcome.
You cannot say fuck in front of people.
In front of people.
I think it was.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's just tuning in. Hit that like, subscribe if you're new. What we're doing if you guys got questions, we got answers, okay? If you got questions about any of these lawsuits we're talking about, let me know. We'll spill them, all right? I'm trying to get all the information out here today about all the lawsuits that David's been facing over the last several years, okay? Since after the deposition. Because right after this deposition, right after the deposition was released, David retains lawyers, and we have a petition here showing it. There's the exhibit right here. He retains the lawyers shortly after the deposition is released. Yeah, the deposition was released first, and then David retains the lawyers later. Okay? And he gets sued for the residential center for $15,400 10 page. Okay? Fucks the lawyers. Now he's being sued by the firm that represented him. So now he's accruing lawyer fees on two sides at the same time. It's insane, man. It's absolutely insanity, the amount of money that this guy is going to have to spend on legal fees. And you can't go bankrupt on lawyer fees. No way. Those lawyers want their fucking money. If David tries to file bankruptcy now, it's game over. So yeah, cult members, please sue me. Tell David to sue me. I would love for him to bring me up in a lawsuit, and I'll fight him on it. I'll win.
You know, I don't remember. I know it was a few years ago. So I think I'm not quite sure.
Then they resigned, did they not?
No, they didn't resign.
They didn't resign?
No.
You filed paperwork showing they resigned.
Sucking on his
lips. It should say resignation.
Hit that like,
and then in 30 days they were back on the board.
No.
You don't recall that?
No.
They were on, they were off, they're on, and aren't they off now?
No. Yeah, they're off, but the way you were saying this isn't the way things
The cult's in here,
happen.
guys. The cult's watching right now.
What did they receive compensation?
No.
They weren't paid at all?
No.
Are they both living?
Yes.
What are their names?
Katie and James Taylor.
K.A.
So his dad died a year or two ago. He didn't even go because he was scared his brothers were going to beat his ass. And I found out exactly that from Destiny. Okay. Yeah, definitely cult members. They're in here. They want to know. That's why they text me saying, "Oh, we're gonna get you for defamation." Fucking bring it, bitch. Bring it, dude. Bring it. You guys. The thing is these guys know exactly who I am, but they won't ever call. They won't fucking call and have a conversation because hey, they're above everybody.
Kate.
Kate, not Kate.
Katie.
Kate, and you call it
Tie. I'm sorry.
Okay. And James
Taylor.
And where do they reside?
In Memphis, Tennessee.
God, look at him just suck on his fucking lips. It's so nasty.
Is James Taylor the same one that prepares your tax returns? Same one as your father?
He has an income tax business.
Oh, so your father prepares your taxes?
Well, not now. He did it one time. We had him doing that because he has a very integral business. It's been around for over 30 years.
They think integral means like honest, but it's not.
So when your dad did your taxes 2012, just a couple of years ago, he's listed as a tax preparer.
Yes.
And he's the one that made the judgment then apparently to include these 4 people as exemptions?
Yes.
God, look at him just sit there and fucking gnaw on his goddamn lip. He's like, fucking hungry. I didn't have my donuts this morning.
So you're saying that your parents were never off the board for any period of time other than when they finally came off now?
Yes.
I've looked at that document. Do you have it with you?
You know, that's one question I always ask. Why are they so afraid to call and have an adult conversation? Royce, I always ask that. Why? What are they so afraid of? Have an adult conversation instead of sending childish text messages. I've told them, hey, you guys call in. You have my number. You have my personal fucking phone number. Fucking call, man. Let's have a conversation about David and his doctrine, but they don't do it.
Okay.
They don't do it because they don't control the conversation.
Okay, on June 18th, 2013, well, let me ask you first, who is Bill Hody?
Bill Hody is relationship, I want to say, to Debbie.
Do you know that name?
Yes, Bill Hody. He is a minister in JMMI.
What do you have to do to be a minister?
Well, you have to qualify.
How?
Basically, through being trained.
By
training.
whom?
Well, in this case, I train ministers, but he was a minister before I knew him. So in the other church they had. So he was already a minister before he met me or our organization.
Does that mean he's licensed?
I don't know. You probably have to ask him.
Well, how do you just accept that he's a minister? How do you know he's a minister?
Well, I mean, I can see from the qualification of how he handles himself, and I've been in ministry for 25 years, so I know.
So you can just tell by looking at somebody if they're a minister?
Well, if I know they have ties to a reputable church before, and if they come and start working in our ministry and I see their expertise, then yes, I can tell.
You don't have to be ordained?
Well, yeah, you can be ordained, but the ordinations is not what makes you a minister.
So do you, when you accept someone as a minister, do you then do a background check to see whether they were legitimately associated with any of these places?
Yes.
What do you do?
Well, I just have people on the staff or board check backgrounds, do investigation.
Like
or
what?
if I don't need that, if I already know the leaders who I already know are reputable, then I don't have to do that.
All right, so you're saying, how old is is it Hody?
Yes.
How old do you think he is?
I think, not sure, I think he's 40. I don't know, let me just say I don't
40,
know.
somewhere around there?
No, he's not 40. I'm just saying I don't know.
Okay.
I know what he does. He look that fucking big spot. I still can't get over it. That spot right there on the front of his head. You all seen Finding Dory, right? Remember the beluga whale that fucking he couldn't figure out his echolocation and he was fucking swimming around the tank, and they kept telling him that he had like the best vision in the world. Like, you really have the best vision in the world. And he's like, it's towards the end where he finds out he's got the best vision. He's all, ooh. He's all, ooh, ooh. He's all, guys, I'm getting something. He's all, I can see him. He's all, ooh. I can't get over that. If you get it a certain way, let's see if you get a good spot.
Do you know if he's related to Debbie Frazier?
Yes. I found out they're cousins.
Right there. Okay, there you go. Right there. You see that motherfucker? You know how the beluga whale's got that big fucking dome on the front of his head? That's what David is. David's like a fucking cross between a beluga whale and a walrus. But his vision isn't that great, but he still uses echolocation to get around, but he's always running into walls and shit, even with his echolocation. Okay. Yeah, Bill Hode's wife is a cousin of Debbie. That's okay. Thank you, Michael H. Long, for confirming that. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I've, yeah. Yeah. I know David's sitting on a big old mushy turd right now. I asked Cliff specifically, I was like, hey, bro, is that like a part of his day? It's like, David, when David bugs out, he grabs a diaper bag and it's just full of pads and clean underwear and like whitey tighties. Because Cliffy. But the reason he has the tidy whiteys is to hold the maxi pad in because he does. He smells like a sewage dump too. He is a sewage dump. Hit that like. I know he's almost got a Klingon forehead. He's all, assimilation is futile.
And
look at that. For real, look at that. And he is. He's probably sitting, he's probably like shit one out right when he got in there to mark his territory. He's like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go and just shit my pants right here. Go and squeeze one out. That way everybody's got to smell my stench the whole deposition.
June 18th, 2013, you paid Debbie Frazier's cousin, Bill Hode, $2,000. What was that for?
That was a ministry gift.
What does
to
that
bless
mean?
him.
A ministry gift
or
to bless him.
Honorarium. That's what we call it. It's the name of it when you minister.
Yeah, David's Klingons aren't on his head though; they're in his ass.
When you do any service for the ministry, we give honorariums.
And what do you have to do to get an honorarium?
Well, speak or minister, do some form of ministry in the church or ministry.
Do you give these out routinely?
If I have a guest speaker or if I have somebody come and do a service for the ministry, yeah.
It's $2,000?
It's not normally just $2,000.
It's more than that usually?
It depends.
It could be more than that?
Yeah.
And how long do they stay and talk?
Depends. Maybe a whole service could go for like 2 or 3 hours.
And you make $2,000?
Oh, yeah, that's not standard.
Smash that like, man. Hey, man. Hey, there's almost 50 people in here. Let me know you're not a troll. Please hit that like button, man. That lets me know you're not a troll. I'm just going to assume the other fucking half are fucking just trolls or cult members. Hey, if you're a troll, say what's up, man. Say what up. Don't be scared. Right here, my face is on this fucking channel.
How is it not standard?
It's not. It could be more or less, depending on the qualification or the donation, the work that they do that night.
Yeah, let me know you're not a troll, man.
So how much you
Troll or
pay
cult
them
member.
depends on how much you receive in donations in some way?
Sometimes.
So you have...
But this, for him, was not just any one service. It was just his involvement in helping the ministry.
In general, he
Honestly, it would have surprised me if some of the money that Debbie gave him went to Bill Hode.
didn't give a service.
Right.
And who makes that decision of who to give that kind of money to?
The board and myself. It was an honorarium, as I said.
Now, do you give Mr. Hode a 1099? On your behalf, somebody gave a 1099? Because that...
Now, when you give money to a church, they have to 1099 you. They have to send you out the tax forms.
There are lots of payments to Mr. Hode in several thousands of dollars over the course of time.
Okay.
Right?
No.
A 1099 I'll show you, Danielle. Since you're out of country, I'll show you. 1099 form. Okay. A 1099 form is miscellaneous information form for the IRS. Okay. I'll show you. I'll show you, brother. All right. A very basic tax form. And say if I wanted to give money to David's cult, which I fucking never would, and anybody that's given money to his cult, you need to have your head checked, okay? This is a 1099, and say I gave $500 over to David, right? He would have to send me this form saying that he received this donation, and it was for, so David say, it would have been the recipient, David E. Taylor, his tax number 331174241. And say if I was a recipient payer, you see all the forms here, right? Where it's from, the account number. And it's just, you have to, this is how they track the money with the IRS, man. This is why David doesn't pay his taxes, because if he filed these forms, oh man, he'd be in deep shit. I don't think David's filing these forms, man. Okay. So this is what a 1099 looks like. This is it right here. This is what David has to file when he takes in donations, okay? By law. He has to file these every year to every person who's ever sent a donation into him. By law. This is how the government prevents shit like P. Diddy was doing. Money laundering, sex trafficking, prostitution. This is what the government has these forms for. Is to prevent money laundering and fucking drug crimes and shit like that. Illegal weapon sales, even though I know our government does the same shit, but this is ultimately what it prevents us from doing. But David has somehow managed to skirt that system and hop the money through multiple tax exemptions, which what the mob did back in the day.
I don't know if there's lots.
Well, they total thousands of dollars, more than the two. Wasn't a one-shot deal. You acknowledge that?
I only remember giving or allowing that to happen maybe twice. That's it.
Okay, and it's your understanding that
exactly
you,
whitewash it to other preachers.
Do a 1099.
You're dead on, Daniela. You whitewash it to other preachers and then they give it back to you. Whitewash it back and forth. That's what Benny Hinn does. Kenneth Copeland, Roberts, Furtick, all these fucks. They whitewash the money back and forth to each other. It's how it's done.
To him, and he's to report that as his income.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got so many.
I want to do that. So each time that somebody comes and you pay them an honorarium or for just whatever you think is their good guy or whatever, you give them a 1099.
Yes, that's what the law requires.
Yeah, we did request the 1099s, but we haven't gotten them. Maybe they're in the package tomorrow.
And as far as I know, I don't know if they got those 1099s. No, right now, David's probably close to 350. David's 300 pounds right now.
In June of 2013, there's over $6,000 worth of charges for the Disney Resort Hotel in Anaheim, California. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And did you go?
Yes, I was there.
And who were you with?
I know it was 4 staff. I can't remember exactly who all went, but we were down there in Orlando for a meeting, and then we also went for vacation, yes.
To Disneyland?
Yes.
He's all, I wanted to see Mickey Mouse and Goofy. He's all, Goofy's my favorite character, everybody, okay? Because I kind of look like him. Goofy's my go-to guy.
And the JMMI paid for that?
Yes.
And so do you report that on your income when you get paid for vacation?
I don't know. I'm not into the legal part. I have people take care of that for me.
Do you give the staff 1099s for
He probably goes to all the kiddie rides.
paid vacations?
I don't know the financial situation behind all that. So.
What 4 staff members were there?
Like I said, I can't remember who they were.
Oh, yeah. These were in Anaheim, California, so apparently you did Anaheim and Orlando?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you took staff to Orlando and Anaheim for a vacation at Disney resorts?
It isn't quite like that.
Okay.
You know, so I have different staff that accompany me to different cities I go into.
And if I'm remembering correctly, Noah Winslow, I remember one of the interviews where it was Cliff and Valerie. I think that was one of the, yeah, that was one of the trips where like Valerie was there and she took off and David had like somebody else waiting there for him. Yeah, no. He's all, yes, yes. Well, Michelle's going to be complicit in all this when this shit hits the fan.
Too. So when I was in California that year and we went to Disney World at the same time, the staff go, I treated them to that. And so the same thing in Orlando when that happened. But I don't just take them there. We are having a meeting engagement, and then on the time off, I allowed that to happen.
And JMMI paid the $6,000 for the resort charges.
Of course.
Of course, even for the vacation.
Yes, of course.
They could have a new Shamu show, huh? They could put all the fucking orcas back in the wild and they just throw David in the fucking orca pen and fucking have him swim around. It can be called the David E. Walrus Show.
All right, so who was there in Anaheim, California?
I don't remember.
You don't remember who you went with?
No, it's been so long, you know, and I travel all the time with different groups. So
that's fucking funny.
And all on JMMI's dime?
Well, that's you. What do you do when you have a staff who you need to go help, and they're not getting salary, but they're volunteering their time? What, they're supposed to pay their own plane tickets? No. The ministry take care of that because the ministry is using them on the road to do things. So we take care of basic expenses. And if there's
let's go to Disneyland, everybody.
Vacation thrown in there, which is not always.
Hey, what's Apple a day? Morning, how you doing, David?
As a benefit.
And you pay for that?
Yes.
Got Apple a day entering them fucking shit right now.
Get a job that pays more, you know?
Get better jobs.
Okay. But you can't say if you issue them any kind of gift or receipt or 1099s for that benefit?
Gift. No, I don't.
I know, I bet when people see David at the beach laying on the sand, they probably come up and throw wet towels on him because they think he's a fucking beached whale, like a beached porpoise.
I don't know the legal.
And so you went to both Orlando and Anaheim and paid for vacations for staff members.
Hey, nobody ever gets notifications, man.
But you don't know who they are.
No, I can't remember exactly who it is. I'd rather not say until we figure it out.
Were your children included?
My children were there with me in Orlando, not in Anaheim.
And did JMMI pay for them?
I think so. I'm not sure. I don't think. I usually, when I go on a vacation, the ministry give me a vacation bonus, and it comes out of that. So.
A vacation bonus, and I don't see that reported as income anywhere in your tax return.
Well, I mean, you got to go to the people who handle that.
Hey, Lord Pender, you know what, too? The cult's been texting me. First, they said Quality got arrested. Then they said it's the wrong number. And now they text me just a little bit ago saying we're watching and recording. Get ready for a defamation lawsuit. I said, fucking bring it.
They can explain.
You don't know anything about your own
cult's
finances.
desperate right now.
Not a lot. I have professionals take care of that and people who know about nonprofit business. So, but I can assure you, I'm not doing anything illegal.
Well,
anything business. So, but I can assure you, I'm not doing anything illegal.
Nice silent pause there. David, let me tell you something. I was talking to some people about this. Some of them law enforcement, some of them not, but some of them that do work up in there. And when somebody tells you they're not doing anything illegal, you're doing something fucking illegal, okay? Trust me. I've said the same dumb shit before. Yeah, I'm not doing anything illegal. Well, based off what you're saying here, Yeah. Yep, exactly. Him saying they're not doing anything illegal. They're doing shit illegal. Exactly. I know you're David fucking idiot. I'm not doing anything illegal. Yeah, let's listen to it again.
But I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal. Assure you I'm not doing anything illegal. But I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal. But I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal.
Daniela says it's like me having a neck full of hickeys and telling my girlfriend I'm not cheating.
But I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal.
Yeah, right.
Well,
yeah, I'm David. I'm fully assured that you're not doing anything illegal. Make it a soundbite. I can do that.
Everything we have is illegal. But I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal.
Well,
everything we have is open, so it's nothing to hide. You can see everything we have.
Yeah, David, Mr. fucking waterbender and earth mover and element controller, why don't you stop the fucking hurricane that's about to hit Florida there, wise guy?
On our papers.
I'm not sure that your conclusion is accurate.
Well, that's your opinion.
Right.
That's your opinion.
Did Debbie Frazier go on either of the Disney resort trips?
Not that I remember. I don't.
You don't remember? You said there's 4 people and you can't remember who they are.
I mean, it's been a while, and I have different people who will go, so I don't remember actually, but I know I had a group with me.
Do you go to Disney resorts every year?
Not every year, no.
But mostly?
Before this time, and probably, I don't know, maybe 3 years, 4.
He's all, I love going to Disney World, everybody. It's so magical. He makes it a point to go to Disney World because he's such a fucking kid. And even Cliff said, y'all remember that? That David plays with toys, dude. Cliff even said that in his interview. Cliff's like, David's like a little kid. He's got to play with all the toys and shit. Hey, I like playing with toys, man. But Legos and shit like that. I'll do Legos, but David likes to play with like toy trucks and shit like that.
4 or 5, something like that.
So where was the meeting you had in?
Hey, that's a good point, Apple a Day. He can walk on water, go to heaven, have a face-to-face relationship with Jesus, but hey, he can't fucking remember 4 people? Yeah.
No, Anaheim.
It was in Anaheim.
Where? And what organization or whatever?
The slingshot.
I can't remember exactly where that was.
That's so funny. The slingshot. And we even asked Cliff. About that. That slingshot is like significant because David and Goliath, it's a slingshot, David. Like, yeah. So it had some significance. Like David, it thinks he's this fucking small little man out to beat Goliath. He does. Yeah. David plays with toys. Yeah.
All right, on September 6th, 2013.
Hey, what's up, Lionel?
JMMI wrote a check to Charter Place for $1,350 with the memo line recording it as T. Taylor's rent.
Yep, paying Tabitha's rent.
Is JMMI paying rent for your ex-wife, Tabitha?
No, I don't know what that is. I can't answer that.
You have no idea why $1,350?
No.
Daniela, shut the fuck up. Daniela says he lets his staff shoot meatballs in his mouth with a slingshot. I bet they have distance shots so you can get one the furthest. Imagine them all missing and David's head and face just be blasted with the meatballs. Shut up, dude. That's too funny. Oh, that's too fucking funny. You're probably right. They probably do. They probably load that fucker up with meatballs and just start blasting him in the face. He's like, okay, guys, I'm going to sit over here at the other end of the residential center, and you guys are going to blast meatballs at my face, and I'm going to catch them with my mouth. With the slingshot, okay? Because I'm David, and you guys are going to act like Rich Holmes Goliath, okay? And you guys are going to shoot meatballs. He did. He had a slingshot in his office. We seen it. Yeah, dead serious. He dead ass fucking serious. We'll have to find the picture, but no, he did.
Would be paid and it would be marked rent.
No.
There are actually several monthly payments, October, November, etc., that same year, made to Charter
Oh,
Place.
it's a shame, Lionel. It is.
With the same notation.
I'm not quite sure. You probably have to ask Michelle about that.
Does Tabitha work in your ministry?
No.
Hey, Teresa, good morning.
But somehow her
Teresa,
rent's
good
being
morning,
paid.
morning.
I don't.
Not hiding, that's for sure. Why Naples? Why now? Could be random.
Zoom in.
Maybe he's running on his own passport.
What is he actually doing?
He's making his first mistake.
It's not a mistake. They don't make mistakes. They don't do random. There's always an objective, always a target. The objectives and targets always came from us. Who's giving them to him now? Scary version? He is.
Yeah, I'm sure none of us will ever look at lobster the same way.
Do that, I'm sure.
Who would T. Taylor be made for?
I'm not sure. You probably need to ask the financial advisors about that.
Well, let me show you canceled checks we've received. It's from JMMI Ministries, Charter Place, $1,350. September 6, 2008. It's marked, I'm sorry, 2013. And it's marked in the memo line, T. Taylor's rent.
Okay.
And who is this person's signature on that account?
That's a lady who's died recently, but she was with us for many years. Marion France.
Marion France?
Yes.
When did she die?
It was last year, I think. I'm not sure the exact date, but.
Did she obviously had signatory authority on this check? A checking account?
Yes.
And then.
Hey, what up, Endo? What up? Smoke a lot of Endo in the mouth.
Okay. Then there's a September 10th, 2013 check. $1,600 rent for Michelle Brannon.
That's true. Michelle, you guys, nope, David had to pay her rent and shit, man.
And I'll show you this one.
What does that tell you? That Michelle ain't getting fucking paid in there, that she doesn't have her own money, that David had to pay her rent for.
You can tell in the memo line is for Michelle and it's $1,600. Is JMMI paying Michelle's rent?
I really can't answer to what this line of financing was for. So, you may see one thing but not know what's really happening. So it'd be better to ask Michelle and the financial, those who deal with the finances.
Ask Michelle, she's
so you're
paying her
saying
rent.
that you don't watch over the finances at all, that you do not look at to see who's receiving money properly or improperly?
That's not true. I have a firm. My way of looking is having a professional firm
Who's
and
that?
an accountant to do that. Ex Michelle, she knows.
You don't know who the firm is?
I think I know their name, but I don't think I have it right. So just
Well,
ask
wasn't
her
that when your
about
dad
that.
was doing the accounting?
What you said now?
Wasn't that when your dad was doing the accounting?
What are you talking about? What are you?
During
You're
that time
confusing
period.
two things. He was doing my personal income taxes.
He didn't do JMMI's?
He may have. I'm not sure around that time, but I also had firms or accountants.
Thank you, not the name of the firm. What do you think it is?
No, hold on. So how many different firms have you had using your or preparing your financial information?
It was, what was it, like Hewlett Packard, Walmart tax firm or some shit like that.
Michelle handles that. You have to answer yes. Okay, on November 4th, 2013, JMMI made a purchase of $9,560 from Amini's Galleries in St. Louis, which is a store that specializes in pool tables and game rooms and jukeboxes. What was that purchase for?
I'm not sure. You probably need to ask.
You have no idea?
You probably need to ask Michelle. I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember what that's about.
And Lord Pender brings, David is all about the money and spending, but he doesn't know that people are cutting all these personal checks to his ex-wife and Michelle and others. Exactly. David takes no responsibility for this. Exactly. He wouldn't cut that check, Lord Pender. Nobody would cut that check unless they were told by this fucker right here, because he's in control of all the money. And you could see him cracking right here like that. He's getting pissed. I think it was a pool table. I do. Pool table, pinball machine or some bullshit. I don't know. Who's the firm? Ask the financial advisor. Ask the board. Who's on the board? Ask Michelle. She knows it. Exactly. You see how David, and you cult members, let me tell you something real quick. This was David's plan all along. It was his plan all along to throw Michelle under the bus. Now, let me be clear about something too, Michelle. Your ass is fucking grass. Let me be clear about that, okay? Let me be clear about that, Michelle Brennan. Your ass is grass, okay? You're not fucking clear on all this. You know that. Michelle, honestly, the best thing for you to do is to walk the fuck out. Get out of there. Exactly. Like, say the Boeing, right? Like, if Boeing CEO or anyone else for a profit publicly traded company acted like this, it would be real gross negligence. Well, Boeing did pretty much have a fucking plane wreck because they were cutting corners. They were cutting corners. They started doing shitty production, right? Planes started crashing. Now they got a real fucking problem. Well, David, he's a fucking crash in and of itself. And here he is. He is right. Teresa, no, you're dead on. He's fuming right now at the lawyer because she's asking him this line of question about the money.
I mean, that's just about a year ago. Did anything come into any of your buildings that was a pool table or something resembling that?
No, we didn't buy a pool table.
You didn't buy a pool table?
No.
Did you buy a jukebox or ping pong or?
No.
You can't, a $9,000 expenditure?
And you can't go by,
I guarantee whatever was purchased has been found out.
Just the name
I
of
just
a
don't know what it
company
is.
that sounds like it's a jukebox, because it could be something else they have in there that could serve ministry purpose or whatever
Like, give me an example.
I don't know.
You don't know what $10,000 would be spent on?
I have confidence in very integral people with our finances, so I trust them. So you would have to ask them.
So anybody on the board could authorize that kind of purchase and sign the check?
Not anyone, only those who have the power to sign checks.
And who are they?
I don't know. I've shared with you. I don't know.
You have no idea?
No. I know I'm one of them.
And you know Michelle's one of them?
Yes.
Anybody else that you know of?
No.
So Michelle would have complete discretion to spend almost $10,000 on something?
If she knew, she ran it by the board.
But you don't even know who's on the board. You can't tell me who's on the board.
know who the board is.
Like I share with you, that you can ask all this information and they'll share what you want to know. But I have a process that people go through before they spend large sums of money.
Okay, but you don't know what it is.
Yes, I do. They go through the board.
All right, you're on the board.
Yes, I am on the board.
So wouldn't that have been run through you?
Not smaller purchases like that.
Not a $10,000?
Bullshit. David wants to know every fucking penny that's spent in this place. A $10,000 purchase, he knew exactly what the fuck they were getting. Let me tell you that. David knew exactly what the fuck 10 grand was being spent on.
$10 purchase, that's small?
No, the board can handle that kind of purchase. They can decide if that's wise or not.
Does it take a board meeting to decide that?
I don't understand if it would take a board meeting the way you're thinking of. Maybe they can have a phone conference, or if they are not all together. Because this is a traveling ministry, so we are always on the go. So.
All right, so how many people are on the board? How many people does it take to have a phone call with?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I've told you I don't know the accurate amount. Instead of saying something, I'm telling you, I don't know.
All right, so
Bullshit,
when
he
you're
knows.
on a phone call during a board meeting, you have no idea how many people are on the other end of the phone.
I don't actually. I don't at that time. I don't know. At this time, I do not know how many people.
How do you get appointed to the board?
Well,
You know what this means right here? You know what this means when she asked this question? He took this long ass pause that there's no process.
you have to go through the right. I don't know if we've ever come up with any kind of process like that, other than credibility, you know, for myself and anybody who is qualified.
What does that
to
mean,
do
anybody
something.
that's qualified?
Yeah, you have to qualify to be able to do ministry work. I mean, on that level. So.
But tell me what that means. You have
Well,
to
I mean,
qualify.
to be an administrator, to be a head in the ministry.
So how does one do that? I asked what the process was, and you don't know.
Well, I mean, first of all, I need to know their credentials and what they've done in the past.
So do you review every applicant for the board?
Of course.
Do they make a written application?
Yes, and I don't know all the process. I don't know everything because I've stopped handling a lot of that over the years. So I have other people to handle those things for me. So I can't answer a lot of these questions.
So you don't know how many are on the board or how you get to be on.
This guy's a prophet too. Okay, this guy's claiming to be the apostle and the prophet, right? But he doesn't know he's on his fucking board with all this money. Come on, cult members, you all need to pull your heads out of your ass. Go ahead and sue me, David. I'm waiting on the date.
On the board.
Please, bring it.
I know the process. I know kind of what we look for, but right now, because I am so busy and I can't do all of the internal stuff, that's why I hired Michelle as an executive to handle this. And she was an executive at Weatherford.
She was what?
Before she hired her to handle.
Okay, but don't you have, as CEO, and your name's kind of associated with this, aren't you concerned that there could be people that taking advantage of the money in the ministry?
Well, that's why I have CPAs and accountants we hire firms outside of the ministry to go through the money to make sure that it's not happening.
Bullshit.
You can find out from Michelle.
Who does that?
Yeah.
And so
it's not that I'm not giving you information, like Rick is saying. I'm telling you where you can get it from.
You don't know the number of board members. You don't know who they are. You don't know how they get to be, and you don't know what happens to make a $10,000 purchase.
As you get bigger in ministry, like what I do, you don't
Again, David, why we're all here. David, you're not that fucking big. You think you're big.
handle all of that.
Your fucking
I'm
head's
a
big.
preacher. I focus on the spiritual aspect of the ministry, and I have professionals who do the professional aspect.
And that includes, that's Michelle almost exclusively, isn't it?
She's part of it. So,
So it doesn't bother you that Michelle can write herself a check for her rent and not clear it with you?
That's not the way things go. That's not.
Well,
you can.
We got a
you can
check
say,
for her rent.
but that's what you're trying to say. You're falsifying information.
No, okay, let's stop right there.
No.
If you're saying I'm falsifying information,
you're doing.
I'll pull the check.
Listen to this, fuck. David, falsifying information? She's got the fucking check right in front of her, you sack of shit. You're saying, that's what you're falsifying information. That's what you're doing. Gaslighting an attorney, David? Come on. I can't believe she didn't smack the shit
And
out of
not clear it with you?
That's not the way things go. That's not.
Well,
you can.
We got a
you can
check
say.
for her rent.
But that's what you're trying to say. You're falsifying information.
No, okay, let's stop right there.
No.
If you're saying I'm falsifying information,
you're doing.
I'll pull the check.
Listen, that's what you're doing. Little fucking sweet ass, lotion ass Michael Jackson face. He's Michelle, will you give me some tissue, please? Michelle, give me some tissue. Okay? I need you to come wipe my ass for me because my bad's wet. Michelle, come give me tissue.
Give me the check. And
Just
you're going
because
to
you
tell
can
me
pull a check don't mean you're giving the right information. You're lying about that.
I'm lying about something?
Just because that's there don't mean your opinion is a lie. So
There's the most famous fucking line of this whole deposition.
Well,
I'm lying about something?
Just because that's there don't mean your opinion is a lie. So what I'm saying
My opinion is lying about something?
Just because that's there don't mean your opinion is a lie. So what I'm saying
My opinion is a lie.
Go to her and find out what it's about. Don't show me the check again. I already saw it.
I already saw it because I was the one who fucking signed it. And Michelle, I just gave the money to Michelle because she's my little fucking smash toy.
So you're saying I am lying that this says...
No.
She's not lying.
Well, no, I'm not saying that you're
And the lawyer says she's not lying. She's got the fucking check right there that says there's check.
lying about this on here. I'm saying that your opinion is a lie.
My opinion is nothing other than a check was written for Michelle's rent.
You just gave a connotation that, so you're saying she can just write out a check for herself and do this? That ain't how we operate. So what I'm saying to you, go and find out. I can't tell you all the details.
You can't tell me how it operates.
I can't tell you all the legal stuff that they allow in the IRS for us to operate.
What
you
are the
could say
checks and balances that you have to make sure nobody's scamming the money?
a firm, a CPA firm, who checks and audits our books.
But you don't know who they are.
I know Brown Smith.
You know what's real funny about this is the cult actually texts me and tries to pump fear into me, but it never works. Yeah, I don't even want to know if it's harassment. I was texting with your point. Yeah, your point says, dude, this is harassment at this point. It's like, honestly, I don't even harassment or whatever. Call it what you guys want, but it's like, what's funny is they try to pump fear into me, saying, "Oh, we're recording it. We're gonna get ready for a defamation lawsuit." Shut the fuck up.
From Wallace, not Brown Smith Wallace. I don't want to say. I get these names mixed up and numbers and stuff. But my thing is, I am not evading the answer. I'm telling you where you can go get it. So what I'm saying to you is accurate. So I don't go through this rigmarole with you all about this.
What I'm trying to say is you have millions of dollars coming into this place and you're constantly asking for money. And you can't tell me who can write checks, who can make decisions about writing checks, and how those things get authorized or who's on the board and who decides, right?
Because I've done this for 25 years and I've established from the ground and I have things already put in place that I don't have to go back and check like that. Not like that. I have that system set up. So
What's
if you
the
want to know,
system?
ask the person who I have in charge.
And that's Michelle.
Exactly.
You're a fucking liar.
Okay, there's an October 24th, 2013 check JMMI wrote for $250,000 as a down payment for a Chesterfield home.
Yep.
What does that go to?
That was a down payment to purchase the residential center in St. Louis on Tempage.
And that came from JMMI
Yes.
funds. Is there a...
Okay, now this segues right into the fucking lawsuit. Okay, so what he just said right here, let's talk about this now. This is perfect segue, okay? This is a perfect segue right into the lawsuit we've been working on. Take those down. Take that down. Okay, 18SL. This is the case that he got sued over. Okay? Cult members. This is the case that David got sued over, all right? With Harold Lewis. He put the down payment on the house for whatever reason. I don't even want to know how much his house is costing him. Now, if you tie in all the attorney fees about how he's getting sued, David could have probably paid for this house fucking up front. Yeah, come on, cult members, sue. I promise our lawyers will be paid. I promise they'll be paid. I promise that. By all means, please fucking sue me. I would love, trust me, I would love for David to sue me. Yeah, I'm good, bro. Always good, man. Yeah, I'm good, Noah. Shit, I'm good, bro. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, bro. Withdrawal of counsel. Damn it. Withdrawal of counsel right from the get-go. Okay, that was Harold Lewis, though. Okay, so this is the case where... So David breached his contract. He puts a $250,000 down payment, right, to most likely buy it. Whatever he does, I don't know what happens, but it's a breach of contract. Probably stop paying the bill. No, I know. But David stops paying the bill on that, right? Drags it out through the courts, doesn't provide documents. He buys all these other properties, and the courts see this. The courts saw this happening. The lawyers saw it happening. I was in the court one day when, what was it? I think it was Ryan Keene. He told the judge, he's like, Your Honor, how can he not pay when he just bought all these properties, sir? Like, what the heck? Make this make sense. That's why we have this case with Harold Lewis. It was dismissed because David finally paid it. Because either I'm pretty sure the judge is about to fucking hand him a paperwork, be like, you better show all these documents or you're just in contempt. I'm going to rule in favor. Well, do you know what? Dude, I space those commercials out every 30 minutes. So if you're getting them more than every 30 minutes, that's a problem.
Mortgage on it?
Yes.
And who holds the mortgage?
Harold Lewis.
Who's he?
He's the owner or former owner or the person we are buying the house from.
So they were. Hey, what's up, Exotic Creations? So they were going to buy the house from Harold Lewis. They had lawyers involved. This is how it would work. You'd have to have a separate set of contracts drawn up, and you can do it. You can do it. That house is built for a lot more, and look up the background on that specific house, and you'll find it.
So, but you're also, I recall you testifying that you're leasing this house, or the documents show, for $6,500 a month.
That's just a lease to own.
You don't have a lease to own.
Well, that's what our agreement is.
A lease?
Original intentions is to buy the home, and that's what we're doing. And so that's the agreement.
What's the agreement?
That we're buying the home, we're purchasing the home.
But they breached the contract down the line somewhere. They breached the contract. Okay? And here's the proof. Okay? Here's the proof. They breached it a couple years later. They were probably paying on it $250 down, then they were paying $6,500 a month, and then somewhere down the line, they breached the contract and they got sued. They got sued for breaching the contract, a legal binding contract.
But we're leasing to own at this time. But the $250,000 is our earnest money to purchase the home.
Who's Harold Lewis in this? How do you know him?
He's the owner of the home that was trying to sell the home.
Do you have a land contract?
Yes, I think we do. Don't quote me on that. But Michelle would be the best person to answer that.
So you gave Mr. Lewis $250,000 as a down payment, and in addition to that, you pay him $6,500 a month.
Yes. The ministry pays that.
But you didn't provide us with a land contract, you provided us with a lease.
Okay, so maybe that's what that is. I can't.
I'm going to show you a residential lease for JMMI for the, how do you pronounce it? Timpage?
Timpage, 15400.
Property for $6,500 a month in rent beginning November 1st, 2013 and ending on January 1st, 2016. And it talks about security deposit of $6,500 and that you're going to pay lease of $6,500. It doesn't anywhere talk about recognition of a down payment or a...
Well, it should.
It should.
Yeah. Or if it don't, then, like I say, it would be good to go to Michelle. She's handled
this is $250,000 and you're not up to speed on what this is about?
I am up to speed on that.
And what is...
It was a big purchase. I know what we did on that.
What does this say? Show me
right here.
anywhere residential lease?
Residential lease.
Right.
Also, you're just trying to say that what I'm saying, lease to own, is not.
It's not on this document, is it?
Well, I am sharing with you, this is the conversation we had with the owner of the house, and this is why we put down $250,000 earnest money for that, toward that.
Where's
that earnest money would have went towards the house?
The document that says, because hold on, we asked for this.
They asked for it. These, again, everybody, these documents that David has been asked for over and over and over and over again have been court ordered over and over and over and over again. Court ordered, everybody. And he does. He hates women. He does. He hates women because he likes to walk all over him. And this is really out of his element for this woman to be fucking just wiping his fucking head up.
The document that says you're purchasing that.
Yes.
Where is that?
I think you should have that. I don't know why you don't.
It.
Well, maybe we can ask her about that. She should be able to provide that to you.
I would like, if you can make note of this, Dave, I would like a copy of whatever the purchase agreement is or whatever document that shows the $250,000, because it doesn't make any sense.
Just let me ask a question. Do you understand that these lease payments are to be applied to the all purchase price?
Well, that's a question. What's the purchase price?
I'm just asking him if he understands that.
Yes, of course.
Well, I mean,
do you know what the purchase price of the project is?
I do. It's $2.5 million.
Okay.
And we are putting down a total of $500K. We've only put down $250 at this.
Okay, so 2.5 has now turned in because of the case. It's turned into $3 million now, probably more. It's at 1.9. He tied it up in court, though. I think they're at 1.9 now for it, so that would be about right. Yeah, 2.9. Yeah. Sociopathic
time, and the $606,500 is the lease. Now, as you know, that a lease for that amount of money. This was a personal situation we worked out with the owner.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand what she's trying to understand.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean,
it's not legal, I can tell you that, because anything...
Legal?
No. Anything that deals with land must be in writing.
Yes.
And you have a lease that expires in 2016.
I just don't think you probably have all the documents here, but we should have...
Those documents were fucking court ordered. They're like, we need these documents, and they never showed up. That's the whole problem. David thinks he's above everybody and can just fucking blow the courts off by not providing the documents, which he's been doing.
More than that. So I would rather you ask about that.
I'd rather you ask
because
about
we just got out of
What's the property called?
Tempage.
T.I.?
Yeah. That's the, I'm sorry, that's the
street.
Yeah.
Street name.
Tempage, yeah.
But they call it the...
P-A-I-G-E.
They call it the residential center. And the $250,000 check is written on October 24th, 2013, and the beginning of this lease is November 1st. So it doesn't make any sense.
Is it 2.25 million purchase? Is that the deal?
2.2. 2.5, yeah.
2.5? There's a difference, okay. Okay.
So...
Yeah, and ultimately, everybody, David's not the one with the keys of the kingdom. Michelle is.
You put
hey, Michelle, you have the keys of the kingdom. Just keep that in mind. If David ever pisses you off, Michelle, you have all the fucking power in this. Let me tell you something.
$250,000 down, and then signed a lease saying you pay $6,500,000 a month more, beginning right then and through January 1st, 2016, which is less, it's 10 months, 11 months away.
Yeah.
So what happens then?
That's the interest rate on the home, actually.
$6,500 a month is the interest rate you're paying?
On a, well, that's what he was.
Hey, Doc, in the cease and desist, they said that I was selling a shirt with a threatening message saying, "Axe Michelle." They got so mad at that.
Paying on that. property on a $2 million loan against it. And I think he pays $5,000 and the other $1,500 was for the taxes. So that's just the 3% interest rate I think Bank of America locked him into. So we are starting to take over the home and show earnest money to purchase it. We took over also the interest payments a month.
Who provided this lease for you to sign? You signed it, didn't you?
I think I probably did, yeah. Yeah, so...
Who provided it?
Harold and his lawyer.
And who represented you?
Well, I have a lawyer who's... we just actually had a meeting with him, and one of the things he did put in the contract that he forgot to mention was that was a down payment, which is supposed to be in there. Of course.
What do you mean, of course? This makes no sense.
Then go to the right people and find out what you need to know.
Well, see, that's what my concern is. Debbie Frazier gives $1.1 million, and then you go put $250,000 as a down payment that's not reflected anywhere.
But that
it
don't
looks
have
like
to be her money. We had other large contributors.
You have other large contributors that year that were over $1 million?
Well, they gave it in collectibles, but I raised...
Marley, what's the verdict? He's always fucking full of shit.
That money on the road as much as she gave as well.
Marley, can we please get a verdict? So, everybody, I think he's lying. I think he's lying. He's full of shit.
That was a high year for us. But
because
I'm telling
she was
you,
the big donor.
So don't look and say that that's her money, because that money could have come from other parts of the money that came in that year too. So don't do that.
But don't you have an obligation to behave responsibly with these donations?
That is responsible.
Show me where the $250,000 down payment and the rent to own comes in.
Well, I'd rather you get the information from Michelle, because the way you're making this look is not, this is responsible. You probably don't have everything you need to see here. Maybe you don't have enough documents. But I know what we did. I signed this. I remember that. And I'm a very wise businessman, so.
This would be in direct conflict with what you've told me is your intent.
Well,
I'm a very wise businessman.
So, I signed this. I remember that. And I'm a very wise businessman, so. I know what we did. I signed this. I remember that. And I'm a very wise businessman, so.
This would be in direct conflict with what you've told me is your intent.
Well,
it didn't get reflected in this document that you signed.
You can say whatever you want, you know. You can lie and do whatever you want. But
sir, I'm not lying. That's a document you provided.
Well, your opinion is a lie, you know.
Your opinion is a lie, you know.
Signed this. I remember that. And I'm a very wise businessman.
Yeah, Marley's got the final verdict. He's like, David, shut the fuck up. You're full of shit. You're guilty.
So.
This would be in direct conflict with what you've told me is your intent.
Well,
it didn't get reflected in this document that you signed.
You can say whatever you want, you know. You can lie and do whatever you want. But
sir, I'm not lying. That's a document you provided.
Well, your opinion is a lie, you know.
What a dick, dude.
We have total proof of all of this, so it's nothing.
And you'll provide it. Is that your Mr.
Total
Potts?
proof, of course.
So, when people are going to donate money, do you say we want to buy a $2.5 million house and that's why we need it? Do you give them any kind of notice of what your game plan is for buying?
The money, they know how.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He doesn't.
What people are you referring to?
The people, when I'm.
Jake, Mario's like, no, I play with matches and gas at the same time, okay? I'm a step above, okay? I play with matches and gas at the same time. I go out in the backyard and I dig holes, I pour gas in the ground and I light them with matches, okay? He's like, I love playing with gas and matches.
I'm in front of them.
My favorite
I
pastime
share with
besides
them
napping.
The money that comes in and what we're using it for. And
did you disclose that it was going for...
Yeah, Doc, you like that? You like that? Yeah, you like that, Doug? You like that? So I'm a very wise businessman. Yeah, okay. That's why you're in a big fucking lawsuit right now, right? Because you're very wise and you didn't pay your lawyers. Yeah, that would have been a wise business decision, David, to pay your lawyers.
For this $2.5 million house?
No, because I don't have to share that. But what I do share with them is our discussions with the banks where we was trying to get a loan from by 15. And so...
turned on by 15 banks?
Because they don't give money to... in this economy, they weren't giving money to nonprofits or churches. They don't want to do that. So we were trying to find out, what would be their road of integrity to show them earnestly. And so they said it would be good if we had purchased property and
what's up,
things
Pee-wee's
that
Burnt
showed
Pizza?
equity. And that's one of the reasons why the ministry purchased that home, is to start creating a bigger portfolio.
That's why he's doing that with all these properties, is to build a portfolio.
Was that by that document?
We did. You just don't have everything here. So you can keep your opinion.
So you don't tell them.
Did you guys see this part right here? This is one other part that I noticed. When she started talking, he fucking mumbled under his breath, "You can keep your opinion. It's a lie."
You can keep your opinion.
Right here.
So you don't tell them.
Right there. He fucking waited till she started talking to run his mouth.
That you're buying the house. You just say, we need more money to show the bank we can borrow more money.
Yes, I share with them about purchasing real estate. And
This guy's sitting here gaslighting this lawyer, thinking he's the prophet and apostle. Anybody's just tuning in. If you're all cult members, what's up? Tell David to fucking sue me. I got your text message. Okay, you guys are all full of shit. You're scared. You're texting me from spoof numbers out of all fucking things. Then you're telling me I have the wrong number. Then you're sending me shit saying you're gonna sue me for defamation. Fucking do it. Fucking do it, please. I want you to sue me for defamation, David. You're a public figure. Sue me. Fucking do it, dude. I dare you.
just things like
Smash
that.
that
Things
like.
that the ministry needs to do to become strong before the bank.
All right, so you don't say we just put a $250,000 down payment
Oh, yeah, I have shared that with them.
on stage in your group?
Yeah, I have shared that, yeah.
I thought you just said I don't have to share with the people. I
Well,
wrote that down.
it was the context you said it in at that time. But you asked me now, did I share it with them? I said I did. I have. I'm very open about that.
All right, on March 17th, 2000.
You saw it, Donna, right? You see all the little under the breaths? Right? I picked those up a lot, man. That's what disgusts me about this, is that he thinks he's going to sit there and just mumble under his breath. David, we've analyzed his deposition over and over and over again, picking up your body language, your little fucking sneers and remarks, your facial expressions. You're too easy, David.
In 2014, there was a check to Hope Jones and Associates for $7,500 as a retainer. What was that for?
That was concerning, they are our, they're the ones that's basically doing the bank hunting and that kind of thing
The
for
bank
us.
hunting.
Or, I don't know what to call it, but they're, I don't know, the legal.
You know, Uncle Jake, and that's exactly what I thought, that it's David's fat, slimy ass fucking just wanting to fuck with me. And the way he spelled quality, you guys want to see how he spelled quality? Quality. That's how he spelled it. He's like, hey, Quality got arrested. Get the fuck out of here. I was like, hey, Quality at home? He's like, yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm at home chilling. What's up? I was like, hey, the Colt just texted me, said you got arrested. He's like, pfft. For what, being on public property? Yeah, David's sitting in bed with a fucking 40-pack of fucking hot wings, butt-ass naked, watching the chat be like, oh, we're going to sue him for defamation. David, you can't even pay your lawyers. Fuck out of here.
Word to call it, but they are, they're consultants and they have connections with the banks and VIPs, so.
With banks and VIPs? You have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
So you're using them to do what?
To actually find a bank that would give us a loan so that we don't have to keep using our cash.
The reason why this is real important, all this right here, this exact point, David couldn't get a loan. He couldn't. He couldn't get a loan for whatever fucking reason. He could not get a loan from a bank. I'm guessing because he had the bankruptcy earlier on a few years from Resurrection Media Ministries. That was a bankruptcy.
For what?
for ministry.
You want to take out a loan to conduct the ministry?
No, to build what we need.
What is it you're building?
I mean, we have other things we need to do, television, TV studio, media, everything. So it takes money to do that.
So you don't want to have to keep using your cash for that?
Right.
So the cash that comes in on the collection plate?
Yes.
The bucket?
Mm-hmm. Is using the cash, yes, of the ministry. It's hard.
What should the cash for the ministry be used for?
Well, we want to be wise stewards with what God give us in the collection plate.
Like not paying your fucking lawyers the $350,000 that you owe them, David? Is that what you're talking about? You want to be wise by not paying your lawyers? By all the real estate, you want to just go on and say, you know what, fuck my lawyers, fuck you, I'm buying all this property, I'm not paying you guys. I'm the apostle, I don't have to answer to anybody, I'm above everybody. You just stop paying them, David. Oh, but you're a very wise businessman.
So to keep just spending raw cash to purchase everything, it's hard. So we're trying to develop a stronger relationship with the banks to front us money so that we can be a more wiser investor with what we have.
Do you think it's better to take out a loan than to pay for it as you go?
Well, eventually it gets very hard. I mean, I think it's good you pay for everything cash as you start out and build a foundation, but if you're going to do bigger things, you need a financial institution to help front money. So it's wiser.
That's wiser to you?
It is wiser.
And then you don't use your cash to pay the mortgage?
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, if they give you a loan, it's going to be a loan, right? And you have to pay it.
Yes, but
Okay.
that gives us time. It's about time and raising more finance through time. So large corporations to do this, so I'm sure you know what that is.
And you compare yourself to a large corporation?
Well, that's not the point. The point is about wisdom, how money is used in a wise way to build.
Do you have a financial consultant?
Yes, they are financial consultants.
That's who they are?
Yes.
All right, on April 29, 2014 and May 8th, 2014, JMMI paid over $6,000 for pool repair.
How much shit is between his butt cheeks? A whole dump truck load. Well, Dan Bourne, Yeshurun,
Bears.
We've been on this guy for 4 years, and he's in deep shit.
Where would that have been done?
Longer.
That was at the home.
What home?
The home that we purchased, the ministry purchased.
The residential center?
Mm-hmm. The residential center.
And so you had to pay $6,000 for the pool?
Yeah.
So all my Jerry curls got clogged in
things
the
were
filter.
broken there, so need to replace some things.
Even though you're leasing that home?
No, we're purchasing the home. We're purchasing it.
Do you have a deed?
No, I don't think so. We are purchasing the home.
So did you tell the donors that you were going to spend $6,000 of it, their donations to fix the pool?
That's not how that works.
No, I'm sure it doesn't.
No.
Yeah, you don't.
We don't have to tell them all those details, but if we purchase something that the ministry is going to own, we believe in keeping it up in excellence. So if something is broken, we need to fix it.
All right, on July 22nd, 2014, you paid $550 to Elegant Jewelers in Birmingham, Alabama. JMI did. What was that for?
I don't know. I don't know what that. I have no knowledge of that.
Do you think you should have knowledge of it?
No, I have people who are taking care of that.
So it's okay for somebody to buy jewelry
I don't think they purchase jewelry. You need to.
It's a jewelry.
They actually have they've set up all types of LLCs and shit to buy jewelry. It's weird. Like this is an operation, you guys. This is a big operation. Let me tell you something. It just doesn't go as far as the cult, but they do. They have all types of LLCs set up, man, to funnel the money around.
Really, you need to really go and find out what that was about.
It's an Elegant Jewelers.
I don't know what that was about.
Okay. Was Debbie Frazier the beneficiary of that?
I don't know what that's about. I can't answer.
You don't know.
That.
Marley, what's the verdict, bro? He says he's fucking lying. Okay.
Do you tell your donors that you're buying jewelry?
We don't buy jewelry.
Okay.
What we do, we go there and we liquidate jewelry. I know that, but I don't know if that was the case there.
So
but we don't.
You
we
paid
have
them to liquidate?
We have bought no jewelry from nowhere.
You know, Teresa, I often wonder that too. How she didn't just reach across the table and just smack the shit off of it, man. I often wonder that too. How did she maintain composure? Like, I wish to be more like her, like be able to maintain my cool and keep calm in any situation like her. I can only strive to be like her, man. It would have taken me every ounce of energy, like, to not do it, Teresa. Sitting there so smug and like he's smarter than everybody in the fucking room.
What I know of, I'm not aware of that. So you probably need to go ask Michelle about what that purchase was. Having another, you probably need to go ask Michelle what I know of. I'm not aware of that. So you probably need to go ask Michelle about what that purchase was instead of having another opinion that breeds lies.
Mr. Patz, I would like you to, if you wouldn't mind, ask him to stop using that word.
Don't use the term lie.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look, gaslights her again. Fucking cocksucker. David, that's why we're here, you asshole. That's why we're here. Have another opinion that breeds lies.
Aware. From what I know of, I'm not aware of that. So you probably need to go ask Michelle about what that purchase was instead of having another opinion that breeds lies.
Mr. Patz, I would like you to, if you wouldn't mind,
fucking
ask him to stop using that word.
Don't use the term lie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just, you have a difference of opinion. She's not lying.
Yeah.
She's asking you questions.
Okay.
And you just answer them. You don't have to volunteer information. Just answer the question.
Okay.
If you can.
Okay.
Don't involve yourself in colloquy.
Okay.
On July 24th, 2014, you paid $1,000 to the Smith Anderson Law Firm, and then another $1,000 on October 21st, and then $2,000 on March 3rd. What was that firm used for?
I don't know. I can't tell you.
No idea what you hired a law firm for and spent $4,000 on?
I can't tell you. You probably need to go ask her.
Look at this little fucking Michael Jackson piece of shit wannabe. You probably need to go ask Michelle. Ask Michelle because she has all the answers. Okay, ask Michelle.
$4,000 on?
I can't tell you. You probably need to go ask her.
$1,000 on?
I can't tell you. You probably need to go ask her.
$4,000 on?
I can't tell you. You probably need to go ask her.
$4,000 on?
I can't tell you. You probably need to go ask her.
We did this one, right?
Yeah, but now we know this might be first.
Oh.
We don't know.
That's true. Jeff Wiseman was an attorney you hired also. You recall that?
I think I do, but I'm not.
It was just in September.
In September.
He specializes in foreclosures, things like that.
Yeah, I think that's our land attorney with the temp age, because he stepped in to for the forwarding of what we're doing with the home. The other
For the what?
The forwarding of the purchase of the home that
What do you
we're
mean
having.
the forwarding of?
Well, you know, the proceeding toward doing that. We were supposed to put 20% down on the home, not only what you normally do when you purchase a home of that size with a bank. It's usually $500K, but we only put down $250, and we're supposed to put down the other $250. And he's the lawyer that we hired. He's drawn up all the contract concerning that with that as well. So that's part of the purchase. That's part of the process of the, I guess, the other papers you need. So
you're going to give this Mr. Lewis another $250,000?
yeah, that's the 20% down on. They all anyway.
Well, if you've got the money to pay another $250,000, how about using some of that money to pay Debbie?
You don't have to answer that question.
Okay.
That's not a question, it's a statement.
All right, you testified at your last deposition that JMMI owns 3 vehicles, a BMW, a Mercedes, and a Bentley.
Yes.
You're a fucking liar.
Okay. Where is the BMW located?
It's in St. Louis.
Where?
At the residential center.
And what about the Mercedes?
Same.
It's at the residential center. And the Bentley?
Yes.
Residential center?
Yes.
And where are the keys to that located?
Same place.
Have you driven those cars?
Yes.
He's all, yes, because that's the only thing really that women will look at me in is my cars. But other than that, they don't even fucking stare at me.
Is Michelle?
No. We usually have a driver.
So what are those cars used for?
Basically, when I have guests that come in town or anytime ministry events, anytime ministry events.
Anytime ministry events.
Ministry events. We have that kind of thing.
What do you mean we have that kind of thing?
I'm sorry, what you say?
You said anytime we have ministry events, we have
that kind of thing. I said that kind of thing.
Yeah, what do you mean that kind of thing?
A ministry event.
Right.
Something, a crusade or maybe a service or some kind of ministry function, said that way.
In St. Louis?
It could be St. Louis, it could be here or other places, but usually we keep them residentially there in St. Louis.
So you drive like the Bentley to Detroit or Taylor?
No, don't do that.
All right, so are those pretty much used exclusively in St. Louis?
Mostly exclusive in St. Louis.
No, they're his cars. He drives them around.
You said, but you use a driver a lot. I know you have a driver here today. 2 of them.
Yes.
Why do you have 2 drivers today?
Well, they're not just drivers. They're just adjutants.
They're what?
Adjutants or...
Adjutants?
Or security, you want to call it that.
What was the word you used?
Adjutant. That's a church term, so let's just say security. Maybe you understand
for
that.
whom?
Watch this. Watch this. You guys, real important. Check this part out. This is something I always fucking point out right here.
Call it that.
What was
security.
the word you used?
Adjutant. That's a church term, so let's just say security. Maybe you understand that.
Watch his eyes. The way he taps his pen, looks up and down like he's the fucking man right here. Pay very, very close attention to the eyes. Because he thinks he's so fucking important that he's like playing her dumb like, who else do you think it's for? For who? Like, oh, I'm the important one. I'm the one that's here. Yeah, that fucking whack-ass chin strap of a fucking beard because he can't grow one. That's why David doesn't like men with beards, because it's so masculine that any man with a bigger beard than him will emasculate him, basically. Oh, blow that fucking phone number up, dude. Blow it up. Blow that fucking phone number up. I'm telling you, they text me from random numbers all the time. They know who I am. They have my Google Voice and they have my phone number. So, but watch the eyes here. This is real important, okay? This fucking piece of shit.
That's a church term, so let's just say security. Maybe you understand
for
that.
Whom?
For who?
See that? You see that?
Whom?
Fucker. I'm surprised Colleen didn't fucking do the fucking death palm from fucking, what's it called? Kill Bill. Like, look at him sitting here thinking like he's Mr. fucking Balls Johnson and shit. Like, oh, I'm the fucking man. I need security. The reason you need security, David, is so people don't beat the shit out of you. That's why you have security, David. That's why you have security, is you're afraid for your fucking life because of how many people you screwed over. Condescending little prick. That's what you are, David. You're a little prick, man. You're a little prick with a little pecker. Fucking micro pecker prophet. You and your whack ass fucking hairline. That number, fuck them. Exactly. And again, just watch.
Added
Adjutant. That's a church term. So let's just say security. Maybe you'll understand
for
that.
whom?
For who?
Yeah, for whom?
For me, I guess. I'm they're the ones that's here with me, right?
You require security?
Yeah. Yes.
Why?
Well, I mean, doing ministry or being in the public is very sometimes dangerous. And you have crazy people out there. And they have done crazy things, so.
To you?
Well, try to at least.
Like what?
I mean, any minister that is in front of the masses will.
No, and not every minister, David. Just people like you who are out there fucking people over that are most likely going to have threats on your life. That's why you have security, David. You're a liar. And for you to sit here and act like you absolutely need security, the only reason you need security is because of your own doing. Bullshit. Bullshit, David. Bullshit. Cult members? Bullshit. The reason he has security, you know why? Because he's fucked over so many marriages. Y'all cult members think what David's doing is a joke, right? Y'all think what he's doing is a fucking joke. Spoofing numbers, sending me fucking text messages saying, oh, wrong number. Then you send me a text saying, oh, we're going to sue you for defamation. Can you guys be fucking dumber than you already are? You guys not get this? We're smarter than you. Okay? I'm not saying we're the smartest fucking group in the fucking class, but we're smarter than you guys, okay? Don't think for 1 second you're going to fucking outsmart us. If you would have not laundered the fucking money through all the tax exemptions.
Go through something like that.
You think that any minister has security?
I mean, the Pope has a
No, he doesn't.
thing that.
He actually doesn't.
Yeah, that.
He drives a Focus.
No, no. I'm talking
So
about that.
you're equating yourself with the Pope?
No,
Okay.
I'm saying that that little thing he buys costs $2 million, or how many ever millions? That's a bulletproof, right?
He doesn't drive that.
Well, somebody
doesn't
drives
use it.
them. Well, what I'm saying to
Hold
you,
on.
that
Pope
the
Francis
Catholic,
does not
let me say
use
this:
it.
the Catholic Church spend billions of dollars on security. So don't.
So you're saying that you're like the Catholic Church?
No, but I'm saying the little security that I do have, don't try to degrade that.
Don't try to degrade that because I need security, because I've actually had dudes just want to fucking kick the shit out of me because you know what? I took their money, I took their wives, and I fucked over their entire life. So yeah, I have security because people want to fuck me up. That would have been the right answer, David, because in actuality, that is the true answer. You don't need security. You require it because you fucked over so many people. You and your little bitch boy Malachi. Let me tell you something. That whole shit with that fucking gun coming out, David,
because there are places that you all know that have security, so it's not a big deal.
I personally do not know of one pastor that uses security. Not one.
That's not true.
Can you tell me any others that do?
Many.
Name one.
Pat Robinson.
Oh, you equate yourself with those folks, those TV folks.
Well, I mean, we're all doing the same kind of ministry, basically, around the world. So we have security because things happen. So it's important. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of people just coming in churches shooting people and stuff. So it's important to have that.
It's important to have security. Are these people armed?
No, they're not armed.
So what kind of security could they provide? They're supposed to take the bullet?
They're just here to help. I don't know.
Well, no, seriously, what do you need a security force for?
He's all, you hear him? Oh, this is so hilarious.
Well,
What you
no,
say?
seriously, what?
I don't know.
Well,
What you
no,
say?
seriously, what do you need a security
hilarious.
force?
He's like, I don't know what you're saying is so hilarious.
Well,
What you
no,
say?
seriously, what do you need a security
hilarious.
force for? And can I ask who pays them? I mean, he's been there all day. 2 of them. So who pays those folks?
Nobody's paid inside this operation. It's a labor operation. It's a forced labor
Well,
operation.
they're actually volunteers. Those 2 are volunteers.
Any cult members, don't sign a fucking NDA, okay? I mean, even if you did sign an NDA, it won't hold up in court, I promise you.
And so they aren't compensated at all.
Well, I mean, that ain't, they
That ain't?
understand. They understand. I'm from the country, so I say ain't, so.
They understand what?
They understand that they are volunteers and they're here to help, but they are really greatly blessed through this ministry, so they are not being.
Immuno, right? Talk about a fucking hot seat, bro. But David did it to himself. Like, he didn't even need to be in the hot seat, man. He went in there just guilty as sin already because he knew he was doing illegal shit. He already had, by this time, his tax exemption had already been revoked one time. Oh, Dennis Martinez, we're trying to get him in jail, man. That's what we tell people here. Hit that like, man. That was the goal here always for the channel, is justice. No violence, justice. Straight up justice. No, this guy sat here and tried to fucking screw one over on everybody. No, we dug in deeper and we got down to the nitty gritty of this cult.
Being misused like you're trying to assume.
No, I actually am. What do you mean greatly blessed through the ministry?
Well, I mean, they are compensated, so.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
In their own way. Mhm.
How? How do you compensate?
Well, I mean, I
compensate in their own way. What is that?
Now, Cliff was sitting right outside the door here this day, you guys. Cliff was there that day. You see how we're all connected now with all this, you guys? With Cliff being here, part of the community, coming in, giving his full-out testimony about what happened. Letting everybody know, yes, you guys are fucking... It's a cult. It's a sex cult. Even Cliff said it. I asked him straight up, Cliff, is it a sex cult? Yeah. Yeah, it's a sex cult. Hell yeah, it is. Yeah. Yes, it is. You're sleeping with everybody. It's a sex cult. Everybody there is sleeping with everybody. All right, cool. Have a nice walk, Donna. Have a good walk. Enjoy the walk, man. Enjoy the walk. Good walk.
That mean?
I can tell you that money is always the best compensation.
Okay, just
Other things.
Tell me what they are.
Well, they're getting blessed through the ministry and the work of what we're doing. So, their families and their lives.
So they're.
David actually fucks families up when they get there. Fucked up Cliff's family. Fucked his entire family up, man. Every woman that comes in this place, they lose their family. They lose their husbands. They lose their money. Lose their families.
Blessed. Mm-hmm. And that's their compensation?
It could be one of them.
And what would be another one?
I don't know any other at this time.
But you're saying you don't give them money?
Yeah, they're not on a salary.
Thanks, Don. I appreciate it.
No, are they given any money?
No, they are a part of the ministry and they do benefit from being around and being in different events and things we do that blesses them and their family. So they're appreciative of that. It's something that you may not.
I'm just wondering how they pay their own bills.
Well, you got to ask them.
If they're volunteering all day.
You got to ask them.
But they're blessed from the ministry somehow.
You got to ask them. That's their life.
The 3 cars that we've talked about, in whose name are the titles?
They're in the ministry name.
They're all in JMMI.
I think everything except the Bentley.
Whose name is the Bentley in?
It's in.
And honestly, coming out of a cult, that would be like the freshest scratch start for you. But the thing is, a lot of these people, when they come out, they're going to have to explain to the IRS where the fuck they've been. They're going to have to explain where the hell they've been and what they've been. I'm serious. I've already talked to some of these survivors. Like, yeah, the IRS wants to know where we've been, man. Yes, they do. The IRS wants to know.
And
called census.
DeWin McDeal.
I'm sorry?
DeWin McDeal.
I need you to spell that.
DEWINN.
Dwayne?
Yes, McDill.
Spell the last name? Is it
D-I-L-L.
Dwayne McDill? And who is he?
Not mistaken. He's one of the pastors in Montana that's in our organization.
Pastors in Montana?
And to think this was ultimately the catalyst to the sticky situation he's in right now. We found the deposition, we dug into it, we started looking at tax exemptions, money, where the money was going, tracking the money, the property, everything, the cars, everything. And it all added up. David, honestly, David, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. David, we wanted the human trafficking to not fit, man. We wanted it to not work, bro. But for fucking some reason, it does. And we don't know how to make it not make sense, David. Because honestly, we didn't want to think you were doing that shit. We didn't want to think you were doing that. We didn't want to think you had the balls to pick up and run a trafficking operation and prostitution, but you did. You did. You did. Proved us all wrong, man, in that sense, because honestly, David, I didn't want to believe that you would be that dumb. But David's all, hey, I got you, Rich Holmes.
You a pussy, Rich Holmes.
You a pussy, Rich Holmes. Who's the pussy now, David? Who is now? You're texting me from spoof numbers, David. You don't even have the balls. None of your cult members do to even come out when we're out there protesting and come out and do an interview with us. Who's the fucking pussy, David? Spare me, dude. And the fact that you're sitting here in a shit-filled maxi pad during this deposition just proves how much of a degenerate, stinky, fucking slimy walrus you are. You're filth. You're filth. You're literal filth. It's like that sloth, David. You're just lying around in your own filth.
Mm-hmm. And he lets you keep the Bentley in St. Louis?
Yes.
And who is authorized to drive that car?
A driver, anybody in the ministry, that's one of my drivers.
I have a question, just from a,
He is your point, right? He's all, hey, everybody, I'm shining. But he looks like the beluga from fucking Finding Dory. He's all, ooh. It's all, guys, I can see. He's glowing. He's all, hey, everybody, look, I'm really glowing, but it's my fucking forehead because it's so shiny that the light's just, it's emulating off my forehead. My 5 head. I'm sorry. It's emulating off my 5 head.
Poor and the sick and all that. Isn't it a little offensive to be driving around in a Bentley and a Mercedes to people that really, are impoverished and sick and ill and AIDS and drug rehab? Isn't it a little offensive to sort of being show placing what you have?
Well, dear one, I don't show place to people, and I'm not in
Bentley.
that car. You don't see me driving around in that car every day. I don't do that.
But it's in the ministry.
Bullshit. Cliff said he would go out and just drive it downtown and shit, St. Louis, and go fucking blast his holy music. Yeah, I'd be blasting my holy music and people come running. And Cliff's like, get the fuck out of here. No, he doesn't. Yeah, he likes to go downtown and look at his fucking self in the windows while he's riding dirty, literally with a maxi pad full of shit.
Everybody in the ministry sees you. You said you drive it.
I haven't before. You just asked me have I drove it, but it ain't something I drive every day or even every year. I don't do that. I have drivers who pick up my guests, my high-profile guests, politicians, pastors,
Who would a
celebrities,
high-profile
stars.
Movie stars?
Mm-hmm.
Who would the movie stars be?
Just different ones.
Well, name a couple.
I can name one, Richard T. Jones.
Yeah, that's true. You remember how we were talking about the hotel being a fucking smash house for high-profile pastors and celebrities? Get a load of this guy, y'all. See this guy right here? Marley, what do you think? Marley, verdict? He's all guilty as fuck. Richard T. Jones had one cool movie. It was Event Horizon, and the rest of his stuff is shit. That's what Marley says. He's all, but David, guilty as fuck. He's all, I can tell you one, Richard T. Jones, but that's the only one, David. And I don't even know if he's that much of a movie star. And for him to even come out and tell you to give back a fucking jet that you never got, David, you fucking Nimrod.
Richard, I'm not familiar with him. Richard T. Jones is a movie star?
Yeah.
What about another one?
That's the only one I have for now.
That's the only one you know from.
Hey, but I've mentored Halle Berry, and I actually dated Jennifer Aniston. Okay.
Okay, and when you say a high-profile guest, you said politicians.
Yeah, but if
Who
it's
would
a
that-
politician, if
Name
there would
name
be
a couple
one.
of those.
I used to. What's Gil? He used to, but he's not no more. He's out of office now. But he used to be the I think the Secretary of Agriculture in that place.
I bought Event Horizon. It's a cult classic, dude. I fucking love it. I love that movie, dude. That's like honestly one of the best I think out there, like top 10 sci-fi horror. Event Horizon. Fuck yeah, that movie's creeped the fuck out. I might watch that today. It is Halloween.
At the Capitol.
Secretary of Agriculture.
Yeah.
You picked up in a Bentley from the
No, I
airport.
didn't say I did that, but it would be people who I would know like that.
Okay, give me a couple names that you'd need a Bentley to drive around with.
Well, I can't give you that.
You can't.
No.
But do you see my point that people that are suffering and giving you whatever their last dime is and in donations and drug habits, to have them see you drive around your high-profile guests in a Bentley or Mercedes might be offensive and hurtful even.
It could be offensive if they didn't know my life, but they know my life. It would be offensive to someone like you who's trying to make it bad, but
So it's
'cause your
important you have a
attitude-
Bentley.
It ain't really important. That don't make me.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you also have a Land Rover that you lease.
Range Rover.
Range Rover.
Yes, it's not a Land Rover. It's a Range Rover.
Which is the better one? I don't even know.
I don't know. They're just cars. That's all.
They're just cars.
All right, then there's a series of documents that total almost $50,000 to limo land in 2013 and 14. You have to answer yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's mark these as an exhibit.
I asked earlier, and there were two exhibits marked.
The best part's coming up, Chris. It is, dude. Yeah.
I'll show you that.
He's all, I just shit in my mouth, everybody.
You can mark it as 3. And I'll ask you to identify. This came from Joshua Media Ministries, did it not?
Yes.
Okay, and it deals with October 1st to October 31st.
Okay.
Could you acknowledge that on the top?
Yes.
Okay. October 9th, 2013, there was $10,000 paid to limo land.
Yes.
And that's in St. Louis?
No, that should be in Springfield. Oh, not Springfield, Missouri, but in Missouri somewhere. It's not in St. Louis.
But it's in
It's in Missouri.
the state of Missouri. You have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, what was that for?
That was to cut the Mercedes into a limo.
It was to cut the Mercedes.
Into a limo.
Ah, what a dumb fuck.
And who needs that?
No, that's for guests.
It's for guests. And for you?
It's mostly
When
for
you're
guests.
entertaining guests?
Yes.
When you're entertaining.
Well, I'm not. When we,
Imagine having a Mercedes be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to blow a bunch of money and turn it into a fucking limo. Why not just buy a limousine, David? You dumb fuck.
we have guests come in, high-profile people. We
You
we
have to have
treat
a
them
limo.
that way. Don't have to have a limo, but
In a Mercedes limo.
we treat them.
You treat them?
I said that we
have hospitality.
have hospitality. Maybe that's a better word.
Okay, then.
And this is not the first one the ministry's had. We had
not the
another
first.
Mercedes limousine.
Okay, again, that's not the first one we've had. Oh, really? Tell us about the other one you've had. Where'd that money go? It just opened himself up to a whole new line of fucking questioning.
That's right. So
What happened to that?
Put the document in, Mark.
Okay.
You can give me that. What happened to that one?
I gave up everything so that I could do ministry on a higher level.
You gave up everything. You have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
What does that mean, you gave up everything?
Well, you know, I didn't have to, but I voluntarily reduced my whole life so that I could, that was in 2005 to 2007, so that I could...
About the time you filed bankruptcy?
Yep.
Well, I had to because of me trying to give up the home and some other stuff I share with David.
What do you mean, me trying to give up the home?
Well, I mean, basically,
You went bankrupt?
Well, not really.
Not really?
That was bad advice. Just someone gave me bad advice.
But you filed for bankruptcy and were adjudicated a bankrupt?
Yeah, but it's just bad advice.
So you called giving up everything, buying a $2.5 million house and having a Bentley and a Mercedes and a limo?
That was years ago, what I'm saying. So what you're trying to say is you're not.
Well, tell me what was years ago. I don't understand.
I gave you the dates. The
when you went
years,
bankrupt, about that time you decided to scale back. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but it wasn't. I didn't file bankruptcy because of that. That wasn't the.
Well, no, you had debt.
Well, yes.
You wanted to discharge debt.
Well, no, it just wasn't that, actually. It was cutting back so that I could reach more people in the ministry.
Okay, you're going to have to explain to me how filing bankruptcy is cutting back so that you can...
I never said that. You're putting words in my mouth. It's lying again.
It's lying again. Read that back?
Yeah.
David.
Okay, where is it? All right, I just did...
She's lying, man.
Don't.
You know...
That's all a lie.
I understand.
No, David, you're getting caught in lies. You're getting caught in lies. She's not lying. Okay, got you, Donna. Okay, got you, Donna. Okay. Yeah, if you guys text me, let me put your name in the chat. Let me know who it is.
Wait, I want to ask this one. So then you spent another $5,000. I'm looking for my note.
Play back, or are you gonna...
No, that's okay. I know what he said.
Okay, repeat that sentence.
Okay. So you paid limo land almost $50,000 total.
Almost $50,000.
And that was for what? To make a limo?
To cut the Mercedes into a limo.
And you think that was a good...
Again, that's David's good idea, just like she's going to say. That think that's a good idea to use donor money with?
Make a limo.
To cut the Mercedes into a limo.
And you think that was a good use of the money that people donated to you in JMMI?
Well, I mean, the banks certainly have looked at that on our books as good because it has an appraisal value of almost $200K, a little over $150,000.
What year is the Mercedes?
I don't know. I forget what year that is.
Very frugal, but he splits a fucking Mercedes with 50 grand. Oh, that's a very frugal idea to spend ministry money on. Great idea. No, you're good, Don. I got you. Yeah. No, you're good, Donna. Enjoy your walk. No, enjoy your walk. I got a text from Donna. She's walking right now. She's taking her afternoon walk. So enjoy your walk, Donna. Have fun. I got you. Got your text.
So did you at all mention to Mrs. Fraser that when she gave you over $1 million that you were going to use almost $50,000 of ministry money to make a limo?
We didn't use her money to make a limo. We had money beside her money. So.
Yeah, but did you tell her that you were, going to use that ministry money for a limo?
Again, I want to say to you, for the record, that her money was not used for a limo.
We bought a house instead.
We brought in way more.
We brought in way more money, and we bought all these houses. We bought a bunch more properties. We fucked over lawyers. We did all this money stuff, and we didn't report it. That's why we got revoked the first time. That's why we're going to get revoked. That's why we got revoked the second time, is because we didn't report our money.
Money than just her donations.
Some donors.
It don't matter. The point is the ministry brought that in, and so you cannot tell us how we allocated that and use her money for that. So her money went into a whole system of things. So,
like the house.
Hold on. So, but you got this from donations, and you decided to use it to make a limo.
We really invested really good. The banks.
No, I'm
really
just
did
asking
that.
if that's what you did.
No, not the way you're saying it. It's you're fortifying, forging.
I'm forging?
Oh,
Oh yeah, you're fudging with your mouth.
yeah, you are. I mean, it's really good. The banks.
No, I'm
really
just
did
asking
that.
if that's what you did.
No, not the way you're saying it. It's you're fortifying, forging.
I'm forging?
Oh yeah, you are. I mean,
David,
with your mouth.
David,
Yeah.
just the question is,
Okay.
did you use the money for the purpose?
No.
The answer is yes.
So,
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
donations
you got the
and
money,
you
you
used
used the money.
of course, I used it.
That's
but,
enough.
Okay.
You don't have to go through a defensive mechanism. It's,
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's
you got the money, use the money.
But what?
The lawyer straight up tells him, like, you don't have to go through this fucking defensive mechanism. Just answer the fucking question.
What about the way she's making this sound?
Don't worry.
Don't, exactly. Don't fucking worry about it. That's the lawyer's job, David. Well, what about the way she's making it sound?
Defensive mechanism. It's,
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's
you got the money, use the money.
But what about the way she's making this sound?
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Just answer the question.
David, there's where David has to actually shut the fuck up is by his lawyers. David will listen to lawyers, but he won't listen to somebody on the other end. He'll listen to his lawyers. That's a good sign. I'm sure I'm thinking now that his lawyers probably told him don't go back on social media. I mean, really think about that. David coming back online and doing shit shows while he's fighting a case that's $350,000 plus. Yeah.
Okay.
I can deal with the spin part
I'll bet that coffee behind him is warmer than the lobster too.
of it.
Okay.
You just
All right.
answer the questions and don't get argumentative.
Okay.
We're going to show you a bunch of JMMI bank statements, and so that would be 4.
You want them all 4 or do you want
All 4.
Oh, this is the same thing?
Yeah, they're all,
Gotcha.
all big mark number 4.
And they're going to show clothing charges by JMMI.
Yes.
So I'm hungry. Haven't had a Big Mac in
some.
a few hours. Keep in mind, Big Macs and fucking donuts are David's fuel, okay? If he doesn't start getting his fuel, he starts eating his lip. That's the first sign of an empty tank. Exactly. He's so paranoid about getting caught that he has to say that, Rich. You're right. He does. He does. He's so paranoid. What about the way she's making it sound? Don't fucking worry about it. Just answer the question. He's honestly volunteered too much information in this entire deposition, and for all you cult members that might be tuning in right now, he absolutely did. He shouldn't have. He should have just kept his mouth shut and answered yes or no questions. So cult members, the 18 of you in here, or the trolls or whatever, hit that like or dislike, please, because the dislikes mean just as much to me as the likes. So hit that like or dislike. Appreciate it. We're talking about David. We're almost done with this. We're going to finish it up today. And yeah.
I'm just going to handwrite on the other two.
That's fine.
Sitting there looking like fucking Jar Jar Binks and shit. Look at him. Look at him sitting there smiling like this is a game. Look at him sitting here smiling, David. This is another reason why we're all here. You're sitting here smiling like, oh, this is so fucking fun. You know, I'm just burning donor money by being in this fucking deposition. So hey, donors, thanks for paying me. Yeah, I just got a text from Quality. Yeah, Quality, if you're here, bro. Hey, bro, I got that text message from the cult, dude. I got that text message from the cult while we're doing a live saying get ready for a fucking defamation case. Like, bring it, bitch. Fucking bring it, bro. And that's the thing. And even Cliff said, again, okay, cult members. Hey, cult members, I want to tell you something right now. Let me tell you something, okay? Cult members, I know you guys are fucking just sometimes just David tells you everything, right? And that's not a good source, okay? That's not a good source. Now, let me tell you something about this deposition. You're a fucking puke, David. You are, just like Chuck Wood said. You're a puke. You're Marley's puke. No, Marley's puke at least has substance to it, okay? At least he does it for a reason. You're just stomach bile, okay? Anyways, this deposition, cult members, David was just a witness, okay? And we're all aware of that, okay? David had no reason to walk out of there feeling like his dick was a fucking centimeter bigger, all right? Because it wasn't actually. David was just in there as a witness. Now, the next deposition that I keep saying is going to happen, I guarantee it will be criminal in nature, okay? Because David knows we figured out a scam, and him sitting here like this smug little fucking meek little, I'm the prophet. Michelle, will you give me a tissue, please? Like you're fucking so perfect and you don't do anything wrong. You fucking puke. You are. You're fucking stomach bile.
Well, we get that word. That's it.
He's like the stomach bile you get when you have a shitty hangover and you have the dry heaves and you get like that little yellow stomach bile. That's what David is.
Can you make that?
I'm going to show you exhibit number 4.
Okay.
I need. And on November 29th, 2013, JMMI paid over $6,000 to Louis Vuitton.
Yes.
What would that be for?
Well, this is for clothes concerning my TV ministry as well.
Oh, you have to wear Louis Vuitton?
Oh, it don't matter what name it is. The point is clothing are allocated to us for ministry purposes as well.
What do you mean they're allocated to you?
You know, in a media ministry.
In a what?
Media ministry.
Yeah.
Okay, or on the road, when I'm always traveling and using my clothes, I'm sweating through them. So
I'm sweating through my clothes, so I always need new Louis Vuitton shit. David, buy some fucking Under Armour or some shit, the shit that fucking wicks the sweat away from your body, because we know you sweat like a fucking pig. All right? And pigs don't sweat, by the way, everybody. But David, we know you sweat. We know you sweat. I know, David's the Algonquin shit demon from fucking Dogma, bro. You could put David's face. You're right, Imuna. That's what we try to tell people here. Dude, the church is within you, man. God is within you. If you're a Christian and you're saved and you believe in Christ, dude, God's in your heart, dude. He's not with David. He's in the Bible and within you. Not within David or his bullshit cult. Which is, David, why we're here, because you thought you were smarter than everybody. You came to a deposition, a legal deposition, gaslit the lawyers, tried to act smarter, blatantly fucking lied, David. Thought nobody was going to catch on to your grift, and we did.
So I'm needing new clothes also for television ministry through the years. So
you use ministry money to buy your wardrobe.
Outfit. It's allocated more towards ministry apparel.
Okay, and where is that kept?
In St. Louis.
In your home?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and do you get...
I'm sorry.
Do you show that in your income that you got Louis Vuitton clothing?
No, that's not. That
doesn't show.
Because it don't go there.
It don't go there.
It don't go
there. I don't
there.
know what that means.
It don't belong there. That's out of place.
What's out of place?
You don't get taxed on things like that.
So all of a sudden now David's an accountant.
That's for ministry business purpose. So it's not
Louis Vuitton.
Well, you can call whatever you want.
Well, then
when it literally says Louis Vuitton on the fucking receipt, I'll call it whatever you want. It's David. It literally says Louis Vuitton on the fucking receipt. Okay.
We had a month later Men's Warehouse for $1,000.
Yeah.
Were these for you?
Yeah, those were suits for the TV ministry.
And do you wear them when you're not on the TV?
No, only to minister in them when I'm traveling.
Right, when you're on TV or otherwise you wear them?
Yeah, television ministry.
But not always when you're just on TV?
Always. Either I'm being filmed when I'm up traveling around the nation or
so like the clothes you're wearing now, are those purchased by JMMI?
No, this was actually purchased.
Oh, look at that glorious whole
The clothes you're wearing now, are those purchased by JMMI?
No, this was...
Oh, God, look at that fucking beauty.
Or
so like the clothes you're wearing now, are those purchased by JMMI?
No, this was...
Hang on, I'm trying to get a good freeze frame.
So like the clothes you're wearing now, are those purchased by JMMI?
No, this was actually purchased by me.
Okay. Then you by JMMI?
No, this was...
Yeah, when I'm being femmed. Yeah, he's all when I'm being femmed. Okay, by Joseph, because Joseph actually femms me. Okay, Joseph's the power top in the relationship. Oh man, could you see Joseph as a power top to David? Oh man, look at that fucking bald spot though. David, you know, if it's one thing, if we run out of one thing to talk about, we can always go back to your fucked up hairline, man. Friar Tuck looking wannabe motherfucker, man. Like, goddamn, bro, just shave the shit, man. I know, fucking polar ice cap on that dome, bro. It's like another fucking Antarctica, right?
Glory hole! Glory hole! Glory hole! Glorious hole! Glorious hole! Glorious hole! Glorious hole!
That's his glory hole. That's where all the glory shoots out of. When he says there's so much glory, he's all, hey, everybody. That's where the glory comes out of, is that hole right there. It looks like he's got a tire on his head, right? He's like got like a mini bike tire on his head. Like a go-kart tire or some shit. It's not even a whole tire. It's just like a fucking mini bike tire, bro. Like, look at that. It is. Look at that. That thing's glorious, man. Look at that thing. Look at that thing, man. That thing's just bam out there, bro. You could put an H on that, man. I know you could land a Goodyear blimp on that shit, bro.
It was actually purchased by me.
Okay. Then you spent in collection clothes in April.
Yeah, I'm always buying suits. Well, not always, but whenever we need them. So.
Whenever isn't it just you?
Well, I mean, because I'm the main one out front, you know. Other than that, I would sweat through all of my personal clothes, and they wouldn't last long. So the ministry provides. Who else does the ministry buy clothes for? Well, the ministry team, if they need suits or things.
Bullshit. David doesn't spend any money on his ministry.
For uniforms for the ministry, so.
Uniforms? Mm-hmm. What kind of, you have to answer
suits, again. Black suits, or anything that goes for choir or ushering, or.
Your person out there that's a driver, did you buy his black suit?
I'm not quite sure if that was bought. I don't know if they paid for that one themselves, or I can't tell you. But we have purchased suits for people because they work, and it could be wear and tear on your personal clothes and tear them up. So June 2014, you spent $3,500 by JMMI to Versace in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. Yes? I'm sure that's right. If it shows there.
And that was for clothing for you?
Yes, probably. Yes, most likely.
So you don't see that there's any problem when you're ministering to the poor, the sick, the needy, to be appearing in Louis Vuitton and Versace?
Well, that ain't something I purchase all the time.
No, it looks like you did several times in...
I mean, I'm a very frugal person when it comes to this. I go to the right places to get a lot of suits. And if I
very frugal.
Get some from those places, you don't see that.
I don't see Macy's.
No, you don't see that, because Macy's don't have the kind of suits that I wear. But what I'm saying is, this Louis Vuitton things, you don't see that.
One of the other famous lines from the deposition, Macy's don't have the type of suits that I wear. But you know what? Guess what he's wearing now, everybody? Fucking Macy's suits, most likely, because he can't afford the Louis Vuitton anymore.
In our charges, all the is this Louis Vuitton things, you don't see that in our charges all the time. We usually
I
get
see
the belts
in 2000 and the belts?
Yeah, because Macy's don't have the kind of suits that I wear. But what I'm saying is, this Louis Vuitton things, you don't see that in our charges all the time. We usually get the belts.
I see in 2000 and the belts?
Yes.
In 2000, I see you're wearing a Burberry belt. Same kind of thing. You go to the top of the line. That's an expensive belt.
The way you're making it look quite true. Yeah.
2013 and 14, JMMI spent over $30,000 in your clothes. Does that sound about right?
What year was that?
13 and 14.
Oh, God, yes, because I was traveling so much and sweating through all my clothes. Exactly. It probably wasn't enough, because just have so...
But they have to be top of the line.
Yeah, LaBelle, we're still live, bro.
No, they're not top of the line clothes.
Louis Vuitton's not top of the line?
Those not where I get my suits from.
Well, you got something from them for spent thousands and thousands.
Well, the belts are more lasting, so that's good.
Come on,
You know what's awesome? Is his lawyers just sat there and let him dig his own fucking hole. They didn't say shit. They're like, fuck it, we're almost done. Just let him say what.
Buying belts for $5,000?
No, I mean multiple belts, not just one.
So the record reflect.
Yeah.
There's an entry at Joe Banks here in June 11th of 14, one of the bottom feeding stores in the United States.
Well,
So
how about
I'd just like to call your attention to that once you've circled
how about the Gucci store?
I'd rather talk
August.
about Joe Banks.
No, we'll get to that. August 2014, you went to the Gucci store in Troy and purchased something?
Yeah,
What
like
would
I
that
say,
be?
it probably was a belt or maybe shoes. I don't
Belt
know.
or shoes?
But I don't usually buy my suits from these very expensive places. I just get the things that I invest in will last longer, like such as belts.
So you got to go
or
to
shoes.
Gucci or places like that.
Well, no, I buy those things from there because they have a better TV appearance for the belt.
For asking for money from the poor?
Oh, I mean, honestly.
And that's what he does. He asks for money from the fucking broke, poor, helpless, the most fucking broken people that you could think of.
It ain't really like the way you're making it look, so.
Tell me how it is.
Well, I mean, I don't think you want to hear what I need to tell
Well,
you.
it sounds like you have to drive Bentleys and limousines and
Dave?
wear Gucci.
Dave, just answer if there's a question asked of you. Answer the question. The rest of it's just byplay.
You like to look like money.
No. No, it's,
You paid $1,000 to Mansour Clothing in New York, and then another $715. Whose clothing was that for?
Where's that now? I don't understand.
August 1st, October 28th.
This guy doesn't know shit about his money, but he sure does like fucking spending it.
Total of over $1,700 to Monsieur Clothing in New York.
I don't know about that.
He knows. He knows.
All right, let's talk about Debbie Frazier and the payment of your legal fees.
Okay. Go ahead. What is that?
Debbie Frazier in any way whatsoever contribute to the payment of any of your legal fees?
She did. Absolutely, she did.
Yes, but actually, I didn't know she had did that until afterwards. So.
Bullshit. He knew the entire fucking
What do you
time.
mean? When was it and to whom?
You don't have to answer that question.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not privilege.
Yes, it is.
If Debbie
Anything
Frazier...
related to his legal fees, how, what, amount, when, how, is privilege.
I will ask the court about that because it's not attorney-client privilege.
Once you start talking about how much, the nature of the engagement, dates and times and places, it's privilege.
Okay, here there
You
is...
can ask questions that are not related to what happens between him and his counsel or lawyer.
While he sits there and just eats his fucking lip off.
Asking about it between him and his
Yes, you are.
counsel.
You're getting
I asked
right there.
who paid it. Now, for example, August 27th, 2000...
You can say if he knows, did someone pay a sum certain on a date? If he knows. If he doesn't know, then he can't answer the question.
All right. Well, what you said was you didn't know it at the time, but you became aware of it later. Correct?
Do I answer?
That's what he
answer that
said.
question.
Yes.
Yes, you can answer that question.
What did you find out later?
Objection.
On what basis?
Privilege. Attorney-client privilege.
I don't think it's an attorney-client... Well, hold on.
That I do. I really do.
Debbie Frazier.
No, what did he determine about payment of his attorney fees?
I'm asking him what he found out about Debbie Frazier.
What she told him, if she told him anything.
However, do you know that Debbie Frazier paid your attorney fees?
If you know.
Yes, I found out.
Yes, you found that out? In the amount of $7,500?
So Debbie gives up all her money, pulls a reverse mortgage, and pays his fucking lawyer fees.
$500?
I don't know exactly how much it was. But
Well, there's August 2014.
Jesus Christ.
There is a $7,500 deposit, and then in September 2000. I gotta remake. Actually, I have fake lenses in there that are supposed to be able to let me do this. On the same day, in comes $7,500 and out goes $7,500, Frazier versus Frazier retainer fee for Hertz Schramm. So is it your understanding, and this is JMMI documents, that Debbie Frazier gave you the $7,500 or on your behalf?
Not that I know of, no.
Well, what did you find out later?
I just found out that she paid for some legal fees for me to have an attorney. So that
Is that all?
all the details I know. Yeah,
Would that be the Hertz-Schramm people or some other lawsuit?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, is there some other lawsuit you're involved in?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, so was it your understanding that Debbie Frazier paid your legal fees to Hertz-Schramm as invoiced in and out on
Honestly,
the JMMI?
I don't know who it was given to. I just heard that it happened. So you probably want to ask Michelle that.
When did you hear this?
David, you see why we're all here? This is exactly why we're all here, David.
I can't remember. I don't
Think
know
you're smarter.
exactly.
Who'd you
when.
hear it from?
Michelle shared it with me.
So Michelle told you that Debbie Frazier paid your legal fees.
Yeah.
And you see this here where it says $7,500 coming in?
Okay, I see that.
He's all, fuck, I finally get to make a lean. That fucking pad was chafing, man. He's all, finally I get to lean over to the left.
And on the same day,
What is this now? Is this what
This is
count
from
is this?
you. This is JMMI.
Oh, okay.
And then
God, I'll bet he smells like shit.
You've got to change the disc real quick so we can put this on the record.
Okay.
Disagree with that step.
We're going off the record. It is 4:30 p.m.
Oh, now, your source, it says source not disclosed yet. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer yes or
Yes,
no.
uh-huh.
And you see $7,500.
Right.
And then on the same day, August 27th, 2014, it says Schramm, check, retainer fee for Frazier versus Frazier, correct?
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And $7,500.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is it your understanding from talking to Michelle that that $7,500 that came in and then was
So Debbie paid all his legal fees and shit too.
But I was never told that. I was just told that she gave it.
that she did pay your fees?
Yes.
And it was about the
Y'all, don't give your money to this piece of shit. All these court cases right here that we looked at today with Missouri courts, the movie prop rental filing, this is all over one man's fucking ego. You're talking millions of fucking dollars, $500,000 just in legal fees right now between all the court cases, and it's only getting bigger. These charges don't get smaller, David. David, these cases, everything here is just getting bigger on you, okay? It's not going to get smaller. The court cases, everything, man. It's not whatever's happening behind the curtain of the Colts, David. I know. Oh, I know, DB Shaw. Yeah, I know. We know. Yep. Yeah, he's a con artist. Yeah, I know. We know, D. He's a con artist. That's why he's in all these different lawsuits, because he's fucking lying to people and stealing a lot of money from. What he's doing is he's actually like stealing services, right? Like these lawyers that he owes right now $350,000 to, and the liens that we have up here too. He's like stealing services and not paying people. He's getting the services and then not paying the lawyers. 350 fucking grand, David. Man, I would hate to be you, dude. I would hate to be you. I really, really would. I would hate to be you on the shit end of this bill, David. I really would. Because this is a big fucking bill with all these court cases. That's why you're so bent out of shape about everything. One, because you saw I tried to get you some court documents. And two, the bill that we put on blast that you owe all these people money. And now you're trying to figure out, like, fuck, how am I going to keep these properties? New judge got assigned, okay? Looks like Judge Ott is going to be the new judge. Okay. Everything will be reassigned, basically. I'm glad David's getting a woman for a judge. I hope she's a beast. I hope she's a beast, David, and I hope she just wrecks you. Here's the petition for the lawsuit. Here's the exhibits. And what David's trying to do right now actually is tell the courts. He had his lawyer file a motion to dismiss counts 1 through 3, which counts 1 through 3 are unjust enrichment, breach of contract, and quantum merit. But he doesn't want count 4 dismissed, which is piercing the corporate veil. Here, because this proves that David is everything. It says he's he is total domination, complete domination of the entire organization. And he is. But there are other people on the board and stuff, but those people are going to be important as well, because those are going to be the people that David will ultimately want in his fall people. Susan, his son, Angel Jones, and we got Michelle. She's going to be fall guy number 1. And then there's also other players involved with this, but these lawsuits, they're not getting smaller. These are all the numbers he should have paid. Well, no, he was supposed to pay $70,000 a month. Yeah, but they stopped. Makes sense. They stopped, and then they went and bought all the property up in West County. And it even says they bought all these properties and even the big ass property down in Florida. Yeah, the one that's in Florida that's probably about to get hit by the hurricane. Yeah. So yeah, with that being said, David, these are all your lawsuits. We have 24SL, CC02396. That's out of St. Louis. There's a new judge that's been assigned. The last judge recused herself for what? I'm guessing just because of the amount of money, because it is $350,000 plus. It's going up higher too, David. It's going up higher because not only are you going to have to pay the other side, you have to pay your side as well, plus whatever, okay? So with that being said, man, y'all have a good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in today and finishing up the deposition. Listening to Depo, please leave them in the comment section below. Cult members, please tell David to sue me, okay? I would love for him to sue me because he actually has to prove what I'm saying is wrong. So please bring it. Please bring it, cult members. I would love for David to sue me. Tell him that. I know he watches anyway, so David, hey, David, just sue me, okay? Sue me, dude. Sue me. Like, you guys threaten me with defamation. David, this depo, you defamed yourself, so we don't need to do that. With that being said, man, y'all have a good afternoon. Catch y'all on the next live stream, man. Have a good day. David, pay your bills, dude.